Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. LCK Challenger Korea. It is 2023 or 2025, depending on whether or not this is indeed a rebroadcast from the future. I'm Atlas. This is indeed Chronicler joining me as we attempt to tackle the problem that is, and when I say problem, I mean like a problem like a maths problem, that is Gen.G Global Academy and Live Sandbox Youth. And what's going to happen when they clash on Summoner's Rift? What is going to be the chemical reaction between these two teams?
You're really doing a highlights of all my least favorite subjects. Chemistry, math, all of those. No, I am not on board.
Well,
as a matter of fact,
what is the answer? And please show your workings out.
More
for
of
Live Sandbox versus Gen.G.
I'm more of a history and philosophy and society, politics kind of guy.
This standings music is really good.
It's really good. I get a sense that you want to move on. So, Sandbox versus Gen.G. I do think that... I know you. I am aware that we are currently about to head into this match. To me, Gen.G Global Academy still haven't figured out what they want to do and who they are and how to play the game. Because it really puts into perspective that PaZe is currently tied first place for POC points in the LCK, and that he's like one of the better 80 carries that we have in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
Which really makes you understand, oh god, what do you do if you're Gen.G Global Academy? And that was the player that, even with him, they barely made it into playoffs and then lost first round of playoffs.
Who did they lose to, though, Chronicler?
I don't remember. I don't think it was... Was it Nongshim? Is that the lead up?
I was hoping that it was Nongshim.
I don't remember. It might have been DRX, actually. Because I think Nongshim was a little bit higher up. And I think Nongshim... Yeah, because Nongshim played against DRX and T1, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was T1. I don't know. It was a lot of games. There's been a lot of Challenger in my life.
Yep. Eric Plays has given you the ChatGPT version of the intro, so feel free to read that one over. I'm sure someone will also forward that message along. Thunderwitch on YouTube chat, thank you so much for a beautiful message. We're okay with doing 6 days, as long as it stops relatively soon.
Hopefully it will.
And hopefully it will. But we love you too. Dahyuk, towards that top side, Vincenzo, one of the best names in all of League of Legends. Diablo, not necessarily up there as far as the name is concerned, in my personal opinion. But Vincenzo, oh man, huge fan.
I like the wild simplicity of Plan B.
Yeah, Plan B is actually also
because if you face him,
best.
you're going to need a Plan B. Plan A is not going to be good enough because he'll he'll crush you. As you know, what I love most about challengers is that, it's the wholesomeness, but also I feel like half the people there are just family cheering on their kids or their brothers or their cousins, because these kids, again, we call them kids because they are eligible starting at 16. You can play in challenge where you're 16, which is really young, and 16, 17, 18 will be the age of a lot of these players. As Quid versus Guti. Guti, surprisingly, winning a lot on Silas. Who would have thought?
Wow. Yeah, it's like it's a bit of a Zeka light situation here on both sides of the matchup. Of course, Quid taking a few more leaves out of good old Chovy's book and Showmaker's book with the J-Smid, which is going to be interesting. Oh no.
Okay, well, Atlas, you have to read that.
I could. Could be dangerous. 9:15.
Okay, I will let you read that.
G'day, mate. Are you ready for a ripper of a match between Live Sandbox and Gen.G Down Under? It's going to be a crackerjack contest between two top-notch teams that'll have you on the edge of your seat. Live Sandbox will be hoping to knock Gen.G out of the park, but Gen.G is no slouch. We'll be eager to give them a run for their money. So, grab a coldie, put your feet up, and get ready for a bumper match. They'll have you shouting fair dinkum. Thanks, mate.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Very well done.
Yeah, there we go. Was that actually... Did it do that?
No, I'm pretty sure that...
Did you rewrite that yourself?
I actually am wondering now. We need answers.
I'm like, was that ChatGPT's version
right
of like an Aussie doing it or something? Because I think that was a fantastic translation. That was all ChatGPT. Oh my god, I'm terrified. Anyway, let's hop into the draft here, as we do have Maokai being first picked already. Caitlyn, Lucian, and Sejuani, some understandable bans there outside of, I think, the Sejuani. But if you're on blue side, you get rid of that, and then you pick up the Maokai. And Varus is still left available. And you know what happens? Zeri gets locked in. That's what we're talking about. Wukong Zeri. You got to make sure you lock down that Wukong if you've got that Zeri. And now we see Jace Varus. I mean, why not just lock in Jace Varus? Yeah, are you feeling good about that? There's the Lulu to income. Ooh, is it? Have we killed Yuumi yet?
This is where you lock in another jungler because Wukong actually is really good into Jace. I'm talking like really good. I'm talking top Wukong. No, that's not. No, it's Cassante.
Oh, that ain't it.
No, it's not very exciting. Sandbox really going for tier drafting here. And now, need I remind you, Yuumi is not a champion.
Yeah, no, she's not. Dead. She's been killed on this patch. I was like, is it 13.2 or 13.1B? And it is indeed 13.1B.
Yeah, 13.2 is never going to exist.
Oh, that's not real. Oh, right, yeah, because we're casting from 2025. And we're just staying on 13.1B.
Okay, I know you know that's not the reason. I know you know. But no cat, so you ban Lulu. 100% here's Gen.G, because why would you just give them Lulu? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Maybe they've got a plan that specifically destroys Lulu.
Yeah, big Blitzcrank. Have a really good time.
But also, like, your Varus into Zeri, so already you're kind of happy?
Yeah, I do think you'll be able to have pressure, and I do like the double lethality poke setup that Gen.G have. So for Sandbox, I would not be opposed to them having bit more engaged, because even though the Vincenzo and dire combo of Wukong Cassante will be strong, don't know if it'll be enough. This is not specifically good with Zeri, but I actually really like it because it does solve a big issue that you would have with the Zeri lane being extremely pressured. And now, not going to be the case. Shoving into Heimer is basically impossible, and Karma and Pyke really setting this one up. So I should have seen it coming, but it's tough. As we will be seeing how Gen.G is going to route the composition.
Yeah, I mean, Renekton Soraka?
You can Renekton Soraka, you can Renekton... What do you pick here? Really, you can go in a lot of directions. I don't even mind something like a Nautilus. I don't think it's good into Heimer, but it's also once you hit 6, you press R and then someone dies.
Yeah, it's probably true.
And there is a lot of support bans that are thrown out already.
Oh, Sonar
is a good choice. Possible as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's Soraka because that's what Koreans think is the best into Heimerdinger. Has been for a while, and so there it is. I like that we were throwing out some options that were somewhat more interesting, but...
Oh, no. Gucci, no.
Yeah, Live Sandbox have just... They've decided to not think about what the opponent has and instead have picked champions that they want to play. Because their draft... The beginning of the season, you'd see that and you'd be like, "Oh man, they got the nuts."
I think they still have the nuts. I still think it's really, really good.
But I just think it's so hard to play into Varus, Jace, Maokai, because you just poke them, well, and if you try and engage, the Maokai presses his R button.
Yeah, you're playing hard engage into a Maokai and a Soraka, which I think is not good. But this is challengers, so really. And to set aside your expectations for what a poke comp should look like.
Yeah, because in my mind, a poke comp should look something like that.
No, I'm talking, sorry, in how it plays out.
Oh, right. Okay.
You never listen to me.
I did listen to you. I just listened to you too well and heard what you actually said.
Too well is the accurate assessment. There,
I just didn't think as far as to assume that maybe you didn't say what you meant.
As overall Gen.G here. I do really like the comp. I do think they should have a large edge in terms of finding the big place. But looking at Sandbox, it's just a lot of good champions. I don't know. We've seen.
Yeah, we've seen this exact draft a million times.
I was really hoping that we would be moving away from this on this patch because Xayah, for example, is really good. Now you can't draft Xayah here as Sandbox, obviously, but I just want to see. Some fun champions, Atlas.
Well, not today, Chronicler, or at least not in this game. This game is serious. This game we need to win, especially if you're Gen.G Global Academy. They're going to have to play out this poke composition just beautifully. They want to try and work their way up the standings. Bro is beneath them. That is the only team underneath this squad, and, you know, they want more mattresses than that. Let's jump onto the Rift here for game number 1. We did it. We're under the rift. Doodoo-doos in line.
Good job, chat. Real proud of you.
Real proud.
Doing really well.
I feel like it's harder for YouTube chat because you don't want to be that one guy that doos, you know?
I think you should aspire to be the one guy to do what no one else dares to.
No, but it's like when you're in like a hall and the artist like tells you to sing along and you don't want to be the only one singing along because you look silly in front of your friends.
No, you should. Just do it.
I mean, you should.
Coming from a Carly Rae Jepsen fan,
hey,
can't relate. So, a couple of interesting choices here. Cafe going for a teleport build, or teleport choice here in terms of summoners. Now we've seen that be used both offensively and defensively very well. The obvious downside is that in actual all-ins, you're going to have a much tougher time. But in this lane, shouldn't be a whole lot of all-inning, right? You're basically playing poke into Soraka, or you're playing poke into the Zeri. So should be just a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, I feel like Gen.G should be able to dictate terms in this lane relatively effectively, because you have to choose to fight into a Heimerdinger, right?
Yeah, I find it just, even after the nerfs, I find it hard considering that Heimer has been so oppressive, but I also wouldn't be surprised if teams quickly realize that, hey, the nerf to turret was actually a really big deal. But at least for now, they'll still have prio, and they will for the foreseeable future in this lane. The main benefit of teleport is that Carfe can, after a shove, or after getting shoved in, use all his mana, right, and then quickly get back. We've also seen Tristanas, for example, Bulldog comes to mind, go for very aggressive playstyles with teleport, but more centered towards shoving, as Vincenzo going to be spotted on the ward here, so full information for Gen.G. Not that their bot lane is shoving, but in case of a bounce, they will be very, very safe.
Yeah. And Chronicle, I don't know whether this is like going to be a controversial opinion or not, but I think that Gen.G's composition and like their game plan heading into this is like 3 times better.
Than Sandboxes?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that crazy. I think that the overall composition of Sandbox still has a ton of power in team fights, and for Gen.G, I do think they have less room for mistakes in the mid game. They can really quickly get run over, because even though Diablo obviously is not going to be a big factor until a little bit later, the Zeri actually benefited as well from the changes, right? You can now go quick late second, which Zeri is
that's true. It's very strong.
Pretty scary. And Wukong, K'Sante, and Vizier comps, to me, are always scary if you can get through the first 6 levels, because their 6 spikes are so nuts. And Winner will have a lot of agency here, but say that Quid or Cafe misposition around the fight, and Vincenzo and Goody get on top of them, there's not that much you can do. So, I agree. I think when play executed perfectly, if this was the LCK, it'd be like, this is should be very, very favored towards Gen.G, but it's challengers, so I'll take my poke appreciation with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I've also, you know, spent the last week watching Maokai Varus destroy everyone.
Yeah.
It has been pretty unstoppable over in the LCK and shouldn't have changed too much heading into this patch.
No.
So it might be that. And also maybe I just think that Varus into Zeri should always be incredibly Varus favored. But as we can see, with Sandbox doing absolutely fine in this lane. And so I'm just going to be mildly confused and just accept what's going to happen in the future of this game.
Yeah, it's support diff. Heimer, even after his nerfs, as you can see, is still going to be able to output a lot of pressure. Plan B desperately trying to hold the wave for his AD carry. Good support. Real bro.
Ezekiel has a pretty good analogy here. More aggression than 2 bogans fighting over a lighter on a train station. Would it be Dandy Station? Dandy Station, if you are familiar with early Oceanic League of Legends memes, that was where you'd go to meet to fight it out if you had a rough game with a fellow player. You'd say...
Vintage memery here.
Oh yeah, this was like 2011 memes. Like, meet me Dandy Station. Yeah, it's pretty good. That was my old mate Tice. I miss him. Good friend of mine. Used to play jungle semi-professionally, and he would just run into the enemy base, run to the enemy base, and flash in and then back. At the very beginning of the game, almost every time.
And he was a semi-professional.
Yeah.
I understand the semi now.
Yeah. Yeah, he was very, very good at the game, but did not take it seriously whatsoever.
I'm sad Giga Chat wasn't in the mode back then yet. Can you imagine the following the guy would have?
2011, was that 2 years ago? Yeah, something like that, don't see it, I'm pretty sure. There's Diox. Yeah, in a lot of trouble here. Winner's going to come up, though, and look to save his life.
Yeah, he does his ult.
Zest's going to ult this one. Let's see whether he can kill him. There's the flash forward. Just Cassante things. We need more. More people. Big old front flip from Quid. They're going to lock down first blood. If at first you don't succeed, call your other cousin as well.
Be very sad there for Dioc. He must have felt like he was going to be able to get a lot done there. Because even if you trade 1-for-1 and you get Dragons, pretty worth. But unfortunately for him, he got ganked, which by itself was manageable. And then Jace really put a damper on him getting anything done. Because overall, as you can see, like the Cassante, especially when you're already this low health, getting an ultimate off is really, really big. And look how close he got.
Oh, man.
And crucially, even without, he would have been able to sustain a little bit of a winner, but he probably wouldn't have gotten the kill anyway. But I also think the mental damage from being close to a kill and then seeing like your opponent's laner show up and your laner is not there.
Yeah.
That stings.
It does. Quid going to be very happy about that as well because Goody was punishing him quite a bit earlier on in this game. But the thing that blows my mind a little bit, Chronicler, is the fact that this Varus Soraka is not very capable of bullying the Heimerdinger's area. And I was thinking that maybe the Varus's large range advantage would be a factor, but I guess it isn't.
So with the Varus, it's interesting because his Q obviously is very strong, but it is not really that strong, especially the build path he's gone for. He doesn't have an early Dirk. We'll have it now, but that takes away a little bit of your lethality. And the support matchup is so heavily slanted towards Heimerdinger. Obviously, the Soraka is a great pick because Heimer is able to shove and will get played, so we'll get ahead, but he gets outskilled in terms of utility, right? So being able to get an early lead in the Soraka doesn't really matter as long as she doesn't get perma killed, which she won't. But in terms of shove, you cannot match the Heimer whatsoever. And generally, if there's no jungle intervention, I would expect it to go this way. But yeah, I think so far, Gen.G, you're very happy. Picking up leads across the board. I'm going to give away a Herald here, though.
Yeah, Vincenzo seems to be relatively unhindered with his attempt at courting Shelly here. He had to lock her down. Some footballs being thrown into the brush, or some soccers, depending on what you're, what you're talking about. Soccer balls.
Yeah.
Is it a soccer ball or is it just a soccer?
I guess it's a ball.
It's just a football.
It's just a football, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But what if it wasn't a football? Would it be a soccer or a soccer ball?
A ball, soccer ball, yeah.
I've got a lot of footballers in chat. But if it was, say you did call the game soccer, would you call it a soccer? Because I think I did when I was a kid.
Really?
I think so.
You called the ball.
I mean, I didn't really play with very many.
Go, for which sport does that? You don't call a tennis ball a tennis.
Well, no, you don't.
Or a hockey ball a hockey.
No, you call it a puck.
Well, I know. Well, not in real hockey, but we are not having this fight again. So
it's called a soccer ball?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I just call. Why did I call it a soccer though?
I
instead
don't
of
know.
A soccer
You're
ball?
a weird kid. Don't ask me these hard questions.
I'm very glad I never played that sport, which I guess is fairly obvious.
Well, that would explain why you thought it was called a soccer.
Yeah. I want to kick the soccer around.
I don't think you would if you played it. Did you play it like in the backyard? Wouldn't that be enough?
Well, I mean, we call, yeah, so, but football in Australia is, we call, it's Aussie rules football for us. As Vincenzo's going to interrupt me, as Winner is going to say no. And so he does. We call it footy, and you can go play footy. And then we just grab me the footy, so we can go play footy. It's the same, it's the name of the ball and the name of the sport. You know? But Acts of Chaos, as an Australian,
you grabbed the footy.
Who played soccer, it's a soccer ball.
You grab footy. You grab the footy, that's what you call the ball.
Yeah, and then you go play footy with it.
You called the ball footy?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Where's the footy?
That's weird.
Yeah. Kevin Kim knows.
Yeah, it's still weird.
Yeah. No, it's not. Why is it weird? It's way easier to say. You can say it extraordinarily quickly. Aussie football is whack? What? I mean, it is. It's kind of true. But it's, I mean, it's nothing wrong with it.
Down on this performance at World Cups.
Hey, we won our first game. Oh, no, scored our first goal? Did we score our first goal or win our first match?
Dude.
This year. I think we did something.
It's unfortunate. Feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I know. We hinge all of our self-esteem based on how well we perform in a game we don't even name correctly.
Well, you're clearly very defensive about it, so I don't know why you're trying to hide all this. As overall, we have a slight lead for Gen.G, which is very good. So this, I don't know if this works, because Hunter doesn't have ultimate, so it should be good.
Yeah, we'll see whether we can grab the kill here as Dayuk gonna get taken down. Kuldamik is going to do so, but now the Goon Squad is arriving. Emperor's Divide's going to come through there as Quid looking to try and escape this one. Oh, he just wanted to get a plate. Don't even know, was he able to? I think he got one. Yeah, there we go, nice work. Quid gonna accelerate himself out of here. We're not gonna have another one to try and offer some damage back as plan B. Going to just throw some rockets. Looks like winner is gonna settle for a Drake.
Nicely done that by Quid, actually, getting over the Azir wall. Looked very cute. Look here, Zest. Zest reaches patch notes. See that? That's a Black Cleaver. That item is really good now. Good for you, Zest. Good gaming.
Nice work. We're gonna have Shelly bear a point-blank charge. Not gonna miss that one. Not that she was going to anyway. They didn't have a lot of confidence in Shelly's ability to locate the turret, and so they made sure that she was as close as possible. It's a Jeff soul.
Yeah, not that much to say about this one.
Yeah.
He's stunned on the turret. Well, he can break through it, but there's more than enough damage. And then here, Guti shows up, and Zest realizes, well, I'm dead, so might as well go for the play. Did get it indeed. As again?
Yeah. They're gonna look for this. They managed to kill the tree, but there goes the Azir.
I don't know if that's worth. Giving kills over to Azir in this composition doesn't seem like a great idea. He's the one guy that can kind of ruin your day.
I do think that leaving Jace with a turret's probably good, so that probably works out in favor of Gen.G.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's like you press W and the thing kind of dies.
It does, and especially because Goody just teleported towards it, so is just teleported in here. And unfortunately, Crown into Jace, Varus, not that good.
Yeah,
I don't love it. We haven't really discussed it yet, but going Crown into Pocom, Soraka, and Saplings, I don't think is the way to go. I would much rather see
anything else.
Leandris would be my preference, but hey,
yeah,
what you gonna do?
I like Gale Force more than Crown, personally.
We might be spending the next 3 hours. Is this really how you want to spend it, Atlas?
With Gale Force Azir? Gale Force Azir is a bro. He's a nice guy.
I don't think he is.
Oh, he is. He is. He doesn't know what items to build, but he's just really lovely, and he'll have a chat with you about anything you want.
It's just a good dude.
Yeah, just a real nice guy. All right, Live Sandbox, can they get this composition back together? What?
Look!
What's happening?
Look at Cousin. He did a good job.
Mark got done all the household chores, and then I set up a movie to watch after cast. She is happy with me watching the stream now. Happy wife, happy life. Heck
nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
You misspelled wife at the end there. Because it's happy wife, happy wife.
Oh, the good old Randall special.
Yeah, you got to have that. But otherwise, huge dub. Nice work, cuz.
Good for you.
I'm real proud of you. Look at that. Twitch chat and a broadcast that spends a lot of time talking to it can get some good done. As Dayuk is a Cassante. It's pretty tanky. Vincenzo in a lot of trouble here, though, as Winner has just caught him out of position. Quid going to flip on him. And there he goes. This Live Sandbox comp just kind of falling apart.
Well, it's partially the comp. It's also Vincenzo just dying there with Flash and hold up. And the team overall clearly making the call that we don't care. We are going to just shove bot lane. Look at that. Guti, another of these, I was going to say Runans, Nashers.
I know, but imagine if it was with the Leandris.
Yeah, but I like it. I'm a little bit more okay. If he goes or if he went Crown into Zhonya's, I would be very
yeah, no, that'd be very, very
So
sad.
at least in this case, he'll be able to do a lot of damage, which in terms of side laning is nice. And 5v5 in this turn, it's often the Gen.G comp because of the aforementioned problem with you engaging and poke. As this starts off as Dayak into 2 people, and you're like, okay, this is fine. And Vincenzo just walks in.
Checks. Yeah.
And then gets 100 to 0. Oh, that's why, yeah.
Silenced
But,
forever.
Yeah, just change CC. Hopefully we'll be getting Merc soon. Not sure if he went for Tenacity runes, but yeah, couldn't really do anything there. Now, the cool thing about this soul is that it doesn't matter at all. The individual Drakes are quite good. I do think that Tenacity is a valuable stat, nonetheless. Yep. But the soul is bad. So...
I mean, it's pretty good for Gen.G with Soraka, maybe? That's kind of cool.
No, it's really...
No, it's not. There's no real salvage.
The soul, no, the soul can't be salvaged. Individual Drakes, like I said, I think are quite good.
All right. Well, Gen.G going to see what they can do.
Yeah, the healing power.
Getting some control back.
No, again, individual Drakes, very good.
Yeah?
It's more so the soul. The soul is not salvageable. The Drakes are fine.
Yeah. Ooh, that shock blast. Starting to hurt. There is Zest being a handbag, but a pretty maneuverable one, as we can see.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. All right, Winner is going to go for the engage. Good Cyclone this time, but it's not enough to save him. The heal comes through from the Wish, and that's K'Sante potentially dying as Carpe picks it up. The longest range auto attack ever went through the sky for a million years and managed to pick him up as Gen.G going to get a flash out of Plan B there as well before they take down the first of the Jeff Drakes.
And this one is feeling pretty done, Atlas, as now Gen.G going to be building up a lead with a poke composition, and Sandbox is kind of looking all over the place. That again was an example of, I think you can win that fight. Yes, you're 2k gold down, but as mentioned previously, Gen.G also just straight up run into you. There's no poking happening here, right? They're just going in, but we have Diablo in mid, clearing a wave.
Ooh, I've got a theory. I got a theory for why poke is good.
Oh, the chains.
Oh, was it the chains? I thought it was just an auto attack that was still in the air.
No, it was the chains. Chains popped off.
You love to see it. All right, I got a theory. So this is why poke comps are good in Challenger and less coordinated games, right? It's because if your Maokai or your Crocodile engage, you can always follow up from a million miles away no matter what. So even if you are slightly off as far as your timing is concerned, there's always an accelerated shock blast from like a screen and a half away.
Yeah, but...
Or a piercing arrow.
Diablo Zeri is like one of the most mobile AD carries in the game.
Total
so
damage
she'll be able
dealt.
to get there soon.
She can, but she doesn't do any damage.
Well, she hasn't.
No.
400, Lord.
That's it's impressive.
Yeah, makes sense in this matchup. They
yep.
No, this is all good. I'm telling you, it's
he's just fighting them. Yeah, well, Plan B. Gonna need another plan, I reckon. Where's Plan C? Well, Carpe's likely to die, and maybe he's part of Plan C. As there it is. Q's going to connect. Vincenzo going to lock him down. He was bait the entire time.
What has to stop for you? What has to happen for you to stop calling anything short of 5 people? Wait, what? I don't understand. It's very hard for me to say that the game is over. That's what you mean, right? Because I've seen too many things. I think it's challengers. I've had this feedback at Worlds as well, where like games are over in the eyes of everyone. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. I've seen them throw these guys. You have to believe me. You have to know.
I don't know whether this one's over yet.
I've been doing that forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Because this is Challenger. This is where you manage to get that sense of foreboding.
Oh, I've been saying Oh, that makes sense. I've been saying more recently that it's over when it's not. Yeah, that's just me wanting it to be over.
Maybe that's what it is.
Because I'm ingesting too much League and my body's just like, no, no, make it stop, please. Please, I ask of you. Quid's playing a really good game. I just want to put that out there.
2-0-4, yeah, man. I mean, he's been the carry for this team the entire season. And it's looking like that's continuing. But I do also think that, you know, Cafe, do you remember the first week? Cafe had like some moments where we were like,
oh no,
this guy isn't that bad. But then he's ran it a few other times as well. But today feels like it's an on day for Cafe.
Hey, we don't call it running it in Challengers. Come on, Atlas. We call it learning.
You call it playing in
learning.
Challengers.
No, yeah. It's just learning.
Got it.
Not everyone in Challengers runs it.
Yeah.
We have D+.
Yeah.
Why does Valdas call you Meow? I've given up on trying to understand why Valdas calls me specific names.
All right, well, in goes Vincenzo. They're going to look for Quid here. He boops them back with his hammer, but still going to get flashed on. The wish comes through, and he just turns it. Oh, my goodness, and now gets all of the heals. This is insane. Soraka's so broken. Oh, my God. Okay, well, Gen.G, yeah, you know how you said that it was over, and then I was like, oh, but is it over? I think you were right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quid Gaming.
It is a Quid game. One of my favorite shows on Netflix.
That one didn't hit me until it was already too late. I'm really gonna give that double mid vote and cross that in here. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Wow,
there we go.
I still don't have a vote.
This is where
even
you play
in challenge.
This is where you play the fun game. Does he die here if this is a non-crown Azir?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I'm gonna say probably. He will still get the kill, but he will die here. Well, no, he doesn't. But you guys know what I mean. If that's Leandri's. I think
Vincenzo also gets out because he's dead.
No, Vincenzo doesn't get out. But
maybe that's 2BM.
Quid would have definitely gotten the kill, but he would have died in return, and now he's a 3-item chase.
True. And he's done a heck of a lot of damage. Oh, Diablo also, if you do a Diablo check, gone up 200 damage now, which is pretty impressive.
Okay, but Zeri is one of those champions where if your team isn't fighting well, it is really hard because you're basically always going to have to all-in just due to how the champion works.
Or never all-in.
Well, that's what's going to happen this game.
Still, it's more damage than the lowest that we've seen from AD
I've seen Vincenzo win games with that specific flank.
Ooh, dun 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 dun.
Bum, bum.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, we can't actually do actual tunes, right?
I mean, you can. You just have to sing them.
No, we can, but that'd still be edgy territory. We don't want to get.
Are you that good of a singer?
Well, no. But the algorithm knows, Atlas.
Oh no, really? They even do like out of tune versions and stuff. They can recognize it.
Well, we're AI, so I assume whatever we'll do will be perfect.
Hey, that's true. What was the tune you were going to go for?
Mission Impossible theme.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's pretty similar to a lot of others anyway, so I think you get away with it.
I guess. This is early for the second series. I know, right?
Yeah, it started pretty quick. It was like pretty close to a 7:30 start. Pretty sure.
The upside is that I'm pretty sure this will be a free gamer, because there's no way that Sandbox is just going to take this in the next game. Although Gen.G look really good.
They look much better.
They look really good. They look way better, yeah.
And also, if Live Sandbox are going to continue stubbornly drafting old stuff, then, I mean, I don't think you're going to win. It's going to be a good learning.
You can't say Gen.G's thing isn't old stuff.
I mean, but it is what has been winning over the last week. Whereas Live Sandbox's comp is what was winning before that. As oh dear, maybe some Cassante things. As the Soraka's going to go down the Azir. He's going to trade his life for it. As in goes Vincenzo, and out goes Vincenzo. They get the Crocodile, as Quid is just massive, so you can't really walk towards him. That's a bit more damage, though, for Diablo, and maybe a window back into the game for Live Sandbox. That was very close to, like, a complete caster curse.
Yeah, we didn't quite get there, and crucially, the shutdowns are still alive, so... Oh, Diablo? Uh-oh. Okay, it's fine. But once Zeri hits an IE, anything can happen. It's not impossible. God, that would be such a tilter, as the curious choice to hard engage onto a Cassante. He gets a 2-man knock-up, and Lospa just immediately dead. Parfait, nice flash, but will be without that for the next fight. Vincenzo occupying the back line, but will die as a result. And if they could have gone Quid or Cafe here, they'd be in mint condition. Quid in particular, my God, he is so fat.
He is huge. That's 3 items, yeah, like you said before. 3-item Jace means a lot of damage on good old Jace. Also isn't as worried about that anymore. Does have his form of armor penetration of choice. Feeling happy about it. So we're going to have to see whether Gen.G can get themselves into a position to grab the next Baron as well, which is in 2 minutes' time. They've definitely exhausted a lot of the objectives on the map, though. And looking for a soul in 2.5 minutes as well as Plan B. Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you even say to that?
You ask him whether he should go back to Plan A.
I'm now really appreciating Guti's crown, because the crown actually is value now. Because now he can tank one and be fine. You know, it's actually really smart. When they're this fed, you just let them proc the crown, and then you only take 20% of your health bar instead of 40.
Yeah, and then when they go into engage... Oh, wait. Then you don't have the crown, right?
No, well, if you wait 30 seconds, you...
Hey, there we go.
40 seconds, I don't know specifically.
Hey, and Gen.G may not be able to time an engagement around that, although I think Winner has been pretty good at just pressing his W on people and getting stuff started. Zest will also want to do that because otherwise he just does nothing and stands around. Which doesn't feel so good. Now making their way back onto the Rift yet again. The Gore Drinker completed, looking for Asterix next for the red build on the Crocodile.
So Diablo's going for BT here, which actually really good item into Gen.G, but does mean that the singularity point where Zeri becomes true Zeri is still fairly far away. But, you know, Gen.G aren't really doing anything.
Yeah.
There is...
We need to see a bit more stuff
Not a lot is
being
happening
done.
Because now you're just waiting for Goody to hit his death cap spike and Diablo to hit a BT, I guess, which isn't as big of a spike, but also it's very sad that we haven't actually seen anyone make use of the crit buffs at all.
Well,
just
I mean, were there even really crit buffs? You don't know unless they actually happen. And so far, they haven't really happened.
Like Ezreal is a bunch of... It's good. You can go Essence Reaver Quick Blade. It's a really good build.
You reckon Vincenzo can get through? Oh my god, the damage! That is just insane. Plan B just died. He just died. He walked in towards what Quid was... He just walked towards him and he died. Just dead. Big time dead. Now the rest of the team also dead. 2 kills from the Maokai. They're dead, guys. Gen.G are going to win the game.
Look at Zest's damage.
What?
He's not even needed. So,
okay, it was over. Well, there's the bloodthirsty power spike here for Diablo. This Gen.G, is looking real good. This is a team that looked lost. The last 2 weeks, they've looked lost, Chronicler. And here they have found a poke composition and a mid Jace. And yeah, Quid's played it a couple of times already, but damn, he looks great in this game.
Gonna get themselves a soul here. And... oh god. Am I gonna flip a Nash? Yep. Yep, we're flipping a Nash, Atlas.
Oh god, okay.
Game's not over yet.
Goody's just teleporting in. They're gonna see if they can rush it down.
Oh my god, I think they get this.
I mean, they've got this death cap Nash's tooth. I don't think they...
I think they do.
I think there might be the possibility of some sort of fight. No, they're gonna have to...
They should try.
I think they're gonna try and go for it, because they're gonna have to. That shock blast, a hell of a lot of value, is now they're gonna turn. That's not what you want. It's Carpe! Just kills the Azir from half health. That's the W activation. Now the Nature's Grasp is going to come through. I kind of respect the idea. It, however, did not work whatsoever. Triple kill for the Varus. It's a Penta angle. Plan B's running away. He's not hit by the hail of arrows. And Quid is going to say, sorry about your Penta, mate. We're just going to win the game. Zest chasing after him. He's going to collect a kill for himself as well. And Gen.G, clean ace. After a desperate play from Live Sandbox, they'll teleport in and they'll finish it.
Appreciated commitment, as the main team of Sandbox does. When the game is over, just end quickly.
Yeah.
Sandbox way.
Yeah, very humane indeed. As Gen.G, Global Academy, going to take down the Nexus. An impressive game out of the young squad.
Very well done.
Yeah.
And overall, unsurprisingly, an amazing game from Mr. Quid. Oh, man, remember Quid and Ophelia?
Yeah.
The LCK?
I liked Quid the most. He was my favorite.
Good. As we saw, in that final fight, if Zeri had an IE, probably could have actually 1v5 there in the end with the BT, but
so in
didn't matter.
In the last what? 5 minutes of the game, Zeri did 13,000 damage.
Yeah. Which I'm going to reiterate, I like the drop from Gen.G a lot, but I also think that Sandbox individual is playing really bad. Right? Like people were just getting caught. They didn't set up around any objectives. And the builds were questionable. And as a result, they just got completely boomed.
Big boomed.
Big boomed.
Mega boomed. And I think that after this, they're probably not going to be allowed the same draft again. And Gen.G are going to have to go back to the drawing board a little bit. And also, Live Sandbox will likely choose blue side, I guess.
Feels like a 5-gamer Atlas. I've seen the...
A 5-gamer?
I've seen the...
Is this a best of 5?
Yes, I've seen the way too dominant game 1 too often.
We've got a lot of
hit 8
Nasho's
games.
tooth haters in our chat, by the way. Is that ban-worthy? Should we permaban everyone that says bad things about an item?
No, people can talk about items. That's okay.
I mean, it's still considered negativity in my mind.
I think it's okay.
As long as you Quid's going to pick it up.
Yeah, as long as you don't get too personal of the play, itemization discussion is fine. As Shocker, Quid picks it up. Really good snowballing on the Jace. Able to find a couple of key plays in the side lane as well. 100% kill participation with 9-0-10. 1100 DPM on Jace. Look at the damage per gold.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Holy Lord.
This is like one of the most hard carry mid Jace performances I've ever seen, actually. And we've seen a few pretty good ones. But I mean, this is like whole team on your back levels of Jace.
Hey, as it turned out, all that Gen.G needed was find their new player who they play around completely. Previously was Pays and he left, so gotta get a new one.
And Quid already proved himself to be pretty good. You know, we've been keeping our eye on this guy.
Just haven't really seen it as much.
No, I think you're right.
But today came through for his team, really nicely done. And what did we learn this game? Hard to tell. It's challengers. We never really know.
It's a very good point. And what we will learn is that there's a game 2 coming up right after the break. We'll see you there. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Challenger Korea. It's 2023 spring or 2025 spring, depending on the rebroadcast timing. And I'm Atlas, this is Chronicler. we're about to get into Game 2 between Gen.G Global Academy and Live Sandbox. Gen.G coming out with a beautiful poke composition that they played very well around their glorious mid laner Quid, who participated in 100% of the kills, did a bajillion damage, and ultimately won the game.
Single-handedly, effectively, which the Gen.G Global Academy playbook. They did that all last year, and it was very successful. Got us some great places. Oh boy, we have a Dutch chat.
Oh, can you read that for us?
You really want me to?
Yeah, in Dutch. Please, go. Eric Plays has been working very hard to write all of these.
Shouldn't you try?
No.
No?
No. It'd be. I think I might get in trouble if I try.
Okay. Is there any? Before I do, is there anyone that's Dutch and that will actually understand this?
I think everyone wants to know what it'll sound like.
Okay. Well,
yeah, hang on.
In that case,
I can also I can make sure that it stays on the screen.
In we go
For you.
Let's do it. Let's hit it. Thank you very much.
Unplug it for you.
Oh, there you go. And on we go. Gen.G en Live Sandbox gaan het tegen elkaar opnemen in een intens gevecht om te bepalen wie de baas is op de Rift. Beide teams hebben uitzonderlijke spelers die elkaar niet zullen gunnen en het is moeilijk te voorspellen wie er als overwinnaar uit de bus zal komen. Maar één ding is zeker. Het zal een wedstrijd zijn om nooit te vergeten. Blijf dus zitten, want deze wedstrijd zal u niet... Oké, de final sentence is kind of borked. Want deze wedstrijd zal u niet snel vergeten, I guess. Is my guess that was supposed to be the ending. There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
That's Dutch. I hope you all enjoyed it.
A bit of the Dutch broadcast as well. We got claps in the chat.
We are not just the English broadcast. Actually, we're the global broadcast.
We're the global broadcast, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I could read any other languages, I would offer to read something else. I read it in Australian. That's as far as I've got.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
He's busy.
Yep. But there it is.
He speaks the language. It's just Dutch, YouTube chat. Come on.
What do you mean it's just Dutch? It's another language. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's my main language.
Cast in Aussie, Kevin Kim, I couldn't do that.
That's
I would get fired.
Sometimes I slow down is because when I'm tired, which in this current season is basically always, my processor slows down, you know, because I'm an AI. Mm-hmm. So the processor that translates slows down. So I'm like, and what they're doing here is great because, and then in the pauses, I'm translating everything. It's unfortunate. When I sleep well, so 2025 maybe from the future, I'll be able to translate again. Because if you go back to my old LCK casts, the casting is worse, but the English is better. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, I've been asked to speak American. Atlas, speak American, man. Sorry. I'll try. However, my American accents that I'm capable of, I think it's either I can do Southern pretty offensively.
Don't do Southern.
Actually, they're just kind of.
No, the problem
just for me, I think I'm scared of.
Yeah,
doing it.
The problem with accents is that it can very quickly start to feel mean, like you're making fun of the accent, as opposed to making fun of the people. Or making fun of yourself for doing a bad accent, right?
Yeah. And
so
we
don't want to do that.
I'm very incapable of doing it consistently as well. My accent's just
and it
warped.
verges very quickly into problematic territory.
It does.
I think we should dodge it.
Yeah, every road leads to Rome. Every one of Max's accents leads to Indian. Is how it goes.
With the he does do a lot of nars, actually.
I'm a yeah-nara.
He is.
But I mean, there's a lot of people that nah, even outside of Australia.
Even nah, yeah?
Yeah, nah. There is a draft going on. So Elise, Jace, and Varus have been banned away. Kind of like that. As we're considering a Maokai ban, Gen.G wondering whether they want to take that one off the board or whether it's Ashe. Zeri's going to be banned instead. Really like that choice. Is the patch real? So Maokai Xayah?
Playing Xayah into Ashe feels kind of meh. Well, you can see. You can wait till later.
Oh, so they're trying to deny Sejuani Ashe combo?
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Uh-huh.
I know the Maokai is good, but I do think Sejuani is pretty much on the same level. So it depends on how it's played out. Don't mind that at all. And with the amount of strong solo laners that are going to be up, considering how many 80 carries have been banned, I don't think it's too bad. For Gen.G, I actually really like this approach where you go for just locking in your solo laners, and then for Sandbox, you can reliably ban out like the top tier solo laners that are still left, right?
Yeah.
But you can't ban out all the other 80 carries anymore because so many have already been banned that like are you really getting a lot out of banning things like, because you got like Ezreal, you got Xayah,
and they're all kind of on the same.
They're
level.
all kind of on the same level, right? So if in the returns that you get from trying to focus AD carries, if Sandbox does do that, it's going to be less than the impact of Gen.G banning away. Say they are free Sylas here, for example, right? Like you have Renekton. Oh, love that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that is okay. That's a really good pickup by Sandbox, because this is, as we said, the Sylas. But it is made a lot worse by the fact that now you're playing short-range composition into Xayah.
Yeah.
So
and that feels
liking the drop from Sandbox a lot already.
Absolutely. And they're the ones with the Maokai now as well, which is pretty good for just a go button. Nature's Grasp is just a pretty powerful tool, and you can pair that with the Ash Arrow as well, not to mention Blade Caller and stuff like that. I think that this first 3 picks from Live Sandbox is infinitely better than what they came up with in game number 1. But now, you have to follow that up by picking good stuff for their solo lanes. We'll see what they're going to be able to get there. Not going to be Kassadin, as the Pyke is also going to be taken away from Lospa. Saw Pyke in our last series. Wasn't exactly the greatest, but they are respecting it again.
Might just be S Karma otherwise.
Why not?
I mean, S Karma is great. Yeah, I don't mind going S Karma here at all. I think that obviously Karma not favored into the Ashe. Ashe has so much offensive power that it can be tough for Karma to outtrade with her. But you can somewhat shove, and more importantly, Ezreal does like to play on the outskirts of fights, is not going to have as much of a problem into the Xayah either, and has a really strong build at the moment. Essence Reaver Quick Blades is the nuts. Really, really strong early spike. or you just go more all in.
Yeah.
So this is Nautilus or Leona.
If you manage to...
Oh my god, the Sandbox draft.
If you manage to if you manage to get the Bladewell off to deny both Featherstorm and Arrow though, could you imagine that?
This is such a comp gap from Sandbox here. Oh my oh. Okay, well Cassante is better, but I would love the Gragas here. The amount of this, the problem with Gragas I think is the playing in Samira is going to feel really bad because a lot of your skill set.
Why are we draft gapping so hard in both directions in this series? Oh my god.
Yeah, because now you're playing a full all-in comp into Xayah and Talia and Maokai.
Yeah.
That's not going to be fun. I mean, the Gen.G comp does what it does very well, and if Sandbox make mistakes, they will still get blown up, so I am not calling this one, but as far as what we said in the previous game as well, if Sandbox play this one out a lot cleaner, their comp is really good.
No, it's insanely good. And Talia has a good matchup into Sylas. Cassante is fine into Renekton and will do more things later. Maokai is ridiculous. And Xayah and Ashe are very, very strong right now. I love this. And Gen.G's comp is great for permafrost value.
Now,
outside of that, it's Samira pops off or they lose, I guess.
Well, it's really easy. Just snowball. And you won't just win the game. If any of these champions snowball, like heart stomp, you really, really run them over. So, Gen.G, just win the first 15 minutes for it. Get 2 dragons, get yourself an early, what's it called? Shelly? Early Shelly, and get down some turrets, and you'll be okay. No problem. If you don't, you take it easy, and you give Sandbox the opportunity to get things like Kill Force and Talia item, then you're not gonna be having a good time.
Oh no, cuz. No. I want to read it. No. Okay, can't do it. But I respect what you've done there. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I'm just a bit like, I'm 2 things. I'm feeling 2 things right now.
You are 2 things.
You're an AI and... I am an AI, and I am also in need of a reset. And I am also conflicted. Because Live Sandbox, how did they know to make this draft when their last draft was so boring? That's the thing that I was a bit sad about. But let's not think about that anymore. Let's just get onto the rift and rock out. Hell yeah.
Wait. Holy Lord! They're playing Sedge mid. They're playing Dark Harvest Sylas jungle.
All right.
Oh, that's so hype. It's not.
Okay.
It's not better though. I don't think it's better, but I do like it.
So this is what Canyon's been spamming in solo queue for the last month.
Because Dark Harvest Silas is really, really popular in Korean solo queue. Has been ever since they changed the jungle. Is, as you might expect, exceptional in terms of snowballing. And I kind of love it. I do think that Sejuani works really well with playing towards top and mid. And I don't know to what extent just shoving her in a lane is going to do. But I also imagine that she has a better matchup into the Taliyah specifically than the Sylas does. So getting Sylas out of this matchup, because Quid is not really going to care. Even if you do get interrupted by the E, if you go for a Arctic Assault, you still get... Yeah, there you go. You still get it off, right? Don't just overchase it quick. He really wants that Grasp proc. Because that I do want to highlight. Going for Grasp here, that's bold. We're going to be paging Yundo to check how many Grasp procs Quid has actually gotten after the laning phase, because I would have not minded either Aftershock or a cheeky Spellbook.
Oh, there he goes.
That's a Grasp proc. That's one. Keep counting.
He just presses Q.
Come on, chat. That's one.
Her. And then you get the Grasp proc. And then you get pushed out of lane.
Oh, here we go. Okay, Q, 5 seconds. It's going to be another Grasp proc. It's going to happen.
This is absolutely crazy.
Okay, chat. Every Grasp proc, okay? Okay, right now we can't see.
Oh, here we go. We're engaging. The Ignite's already down onto plan B. Can they actually get the kill, though, is the question. Is Carpe. Oh, the last auto will do it, Diablo. Can he actually answer this? The Flash needs one more auto. And there it is now. Losper desperately wants that Bandage Toss cooldown to come back up again. He's got it. He's got it. Can he find it? There it is. Immediately the cleanse comes through. And Diablo can push it back. 1-for-1 on the bottom side, but the 80 carries alive on the Live Sandbox side of things.
Overall, though, getting killed on the Samira, extremely valuable because she snowballs way harder. And getting the cleanse and flash out of Diablo means that the level 6 all-in window is huge, as level 1 on a Mumu is very strong because you have 2 skills. And this early on, not enough damage available here. And as you point out, obviously, and unfortunately here, Carfe not going to be able to stay alive. But overall, getting the kill on Samira, I think really big. Because of the skirmish, Diablo is very far ahead in terms of experience, but when it comes to gold, hasn't been able to pick up that much CS because he was, finding Lost Spawn. And also Amumu is level 3, which isn't really relevant, but is very fun.
Whoa, he's flashing! All right, we're diving forward. There's the dash, and there's another kill. Carpe grabs it, and he's outside of turret range. You love to see it.
Oh god, this is going to be a slaughter. Yeah, if Samira gets ahead in this lane, pre-6, it's a really bad time, guys.
And I hazard a guess. I think she's ahead.
Wow, bold claim from Atlas. Let's see if he's right.
I'm all for the hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah.
Damn, that was brutal. Love to see it though. Carfe gonna pick that one up. Let's see it again.
Straightforward. Knows his opponent doesn't have his summoner available, so goes for the flash. Finds the Q. Glacial Ultimate immediately activated, and oh lord. Oh god.
Oh god, what's the damage?
Yeah, no, I
we
mean
have a
more
Dirk
so.
already.
Yeah, that's Samira of 600 gold lead. Samira is one of the most normally champions in the game. Oh no.
She is indeed.
Oh, look at Quid. Ooh, pulling the wave.
Did you know what Samira's passive's called? No. It's got a fun name. It's called Daredevil Impulse.
Cool. I just call it Metal Gear Solid. Or not Metal Gear Solid, Devil May Cry. There you go.
Devil May Cry? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid makes 0 sense.
What, like Bayonetta? Wouldn't Bayonetta make
Bayonetta also makes sense.
Yeah.
Or any Astral Chainers in
Astral
chat?
Chainers? I haven't actually played it. I really wanted to, though.
It's really cool. The
good.
story is horrible,
okay.
but the setting and the music and the actual combat is stellar.
Well, there you go. Well, looking forward to giving that a try. Perhaps after this game or after this series, depending on whether or not Live Sandbox can claw their way back. As Winner is looking for that Dark Harvest stack. Let's see whether he gets it. He doesn't. As that was not the seismic shove that you wanted to land. However, Goody's going to survive. No Ghost, no Flash.
That's big. That's really big, because on a subsequent play for Goody, there's very little counterplay between Winner and Quid. So overall, Atlas, we're starting to see that necessary snowball come through.
Absolutely. Whether they can continue said snowball is going to be the question here, because we're in Challenger. That's what we have to always go back to that thought.
We need dragons.
Well, one of them is alive. It's in the dragon pit.
Well, they need to kill dragons. Sorry, let me clarify that.
They have abilities that do damage. I think we perhaps have an avenue towards that outcome.
So the 6 spike is one that, for Gen.G, they really should try and leverage as much as they can, because if they can find a big, decisive team fight, then they can really run Sandbox over. Early Mountain Drake will be exceptional. They have a ton of beefy characters, so would not mind that. We're taking some damage here, but not going to be too bothered as all.
Yeah. There's no grasp, bro. But still, gonna get the permafrost. Gonna feel okay about it. Yeah.
Oh, did he? I'm seeing chat say 4. Maybe he did.
All right, well, we've got 4.
Good job, chat.
And that's only 4 on screen as well.
Yeah, let's check with Yundo.
You could ask, just send him a message. See whether he can figure that one out for us. As we're gonna desperately clear out that wave as Quid. And now Carfe, blade welling here towards the bottom side. Oh, okay, Lospa, there it is. Gonna, yeah, I'm not sure about that. It was an optimistic idea anyway. As Winner, going to be able to take down this ward and get himself out of there. Vincenzo has been relatively quiet at the beginning of this game. Winner not going to be starting off any dragons or anything like that. So, clearing out probably wolves and top side of the map. And we'll see whether the bottom lane will survive for that long. As there's an ult out of Diok. Okay, Zest slicing, dicing, trying to get out of there. Looks like we're not going to have the solo kill, but he does get the flash. Impressive stuff here.
Is it impressive or is it just Cassante?
Those
are the questions we ask ourselves. It's kind of both, I do think. As Zest going to make his way over. And again, Drake. Gen.G, 3 on the gold lead is not enough. You need more. And now that they're getting closer to the level 6 on Winner and Lospa, you should be feeling good. But Carfe, due to that early death, is actually very substantially behind, just now ding 5. So still going to be a fair amount away. And Sandbox pick up an early Drake is really big here, but due to Winner's positioning, don't think they're going to be able to contest. So they need to get Herald. Herald is a fine counter offer, especially if you're a composition that is trying to snowball.
I think it's more valuable for them than the Drake if they think that they can't win after like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
it's tough because, as mentioned, I do think that this individually is one of the best Drakes that you can get. But yeah, if they can turn this into a snowball, they can find themselves with extra kill. That would be very nice. Also, do know the Hawk shot from Plan B, so they are aware. And now Carfe and Lospa are behind on 6 against Diablo, and Isaiah with Flash and Cleanse, and Featherstorm is very hard to actually take down.
Ooh, Quid's coming over though. Can he actually find it? There's the ulti, and that's a very dead tree. Now going to try and find even more as Carpe's dashing forward. He needs to stay alive though, and he's not going to. Diablo's going to pick up that kill, and now Quid is on the run. That's a great little sapling that's going to help lock down that kill, and it all backfires in front of Gen.G.
And what initially looks like a nice turn ends up being somewhat of a disaster. As Diablo not threatened in that play at all. Carfe now on his way, still level 5.
Yeah.
Very, very unfortunate. Winner wasn't in that play. Was catching the wave in mid. And overall, for Gen.G, this isn't the type of explosiveness that you're looking for, because obviously Vincenzo going here backfires as Quid goes over the wall and they take him down, but then crucially, Talia joins the fight. And as a result, you have Quid and Carfe being overextended. The wall also zones off Lospa, who can't join the fight. And now, for Gen.G, gold lead has shrunk due to that unfavorable skirmish. And these are the type of skirmishes that you kind of need to keep winning. Look at the itemization as well from Sandbox. Double mercs already.
Yeah, it's getting real rough. They're going to require Carfe. Well, he does have level 6 now, so there's at least that. Vincenzo getting slightly bullied here, and it looked like the jungler, but it's not. It's the mid laner that's bullying him. And I think one of the things that Gen.G kind of didn't keep in the back of their mind was the fact that there's a Talia in this game. And so, yes, they had the great little roam from Quid, but Goody gets to like be in the lane, farming minions, and then just say, "Nah, I'll be there now," and press his R button, and he's going to be there.
Important moment here. Can just throw the plates down and get Cess further ahead, but ideally, you just look for a counter gank here. Diok should be making his way over. There's no reason for him to take risks.
Oh, takes a turret shot.
This is too obvious. Yeah, he's got to suspect something. Does he?
There's a doggo in the brush.
But he doesn't see the
No,
doggo.
he doesn't. But there was one. It looked cute.
It is. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed out.
Yeah, yeah.
Even saw Dayak doing some there as he's like, no, you're not. You're not actually. That's not real.
No, and it wasn't. As Zest now going to grab his Black Cleaver. That's going to be completed. First item. Kind of like it. Into the Core Drinker is item number 2. Squid. Grass Prop? No. Very unfortunate. I'll have to wait for that passive to come back up before he feels that brave yet again.
Winner getting closer to his Night Harvester.
Ooh, arrow going to be collected there by Winner as, oh dear, he's just going to get delivered. That's ultimate that you're not really all that proud of there. And the Permafrost is going to at least allow the Amumu to survive, but Live Sandbox, this is really looking like they're turning this game. Because this Silas is not that capable of doing very much at all.
Yeah, gonna take a guess and assume that Winner thought that arrow wouldn't hit him because he does a flash. And it kind of looked like it wouldn't initially.
He walked into it though a little bit, which is a bit sad.
I feel like
to the left.
Watch. I feel like he thought that he would be able to dodge it.
Yeah, see his character walks into it.
Okay, well, never mind. Stand corrected. If he walked the other way, probably would be fine. Or flashed.
Weird. Not great. And that means Gen.G are now tied in gold with a composition that requires a bit of that snowballing. Winner's going to help at least alleviate some of that problem right now by allowing this Rift Herald to cram its skull into the turret. And there it is. Gets out, does Quid as well. So 3 plates secured by both Winner and Quid. And that's going to give them a bit of a gold buffer, but they need more. They need more fights, they need more action, and they need more victories. That ult is going to come through, and that's going to pull Zest through the wall. Dominus comes out, finally. Slice, dice, but over the wall goes Daihawk as well, and another flash has to be utilized by the Crocodile. He's just kind of getting a bit smashed in this lane at this point in time, is good old Renekton.
Yeah, I do think you know that that is happening when opting into the matchup. Something just kind of smashes everyone. This is a really big moment. You need to win this skirmish. They're still ahead, and they have a fat Samira. Oh no.
That's another one. Well, Winner's going to be able to throw his ult out as well. There's the Nature's Grasp coming through as Lospa
is going
Can
in.
he find the backline? He's seen by the rest of the team now as there's the Glacial Prison, the flash ult. He's not wasting any time as they lock down the tree. The flash forward from Quid. But Diablo's popping off. He flashes out. Another bandage is going to land. But is it going to be enough to win them the fight? The answer is absolutely not, as Carpe's already dead. Lospa running for the hills. And I think it's Gen.G that needs a plan B, not Live Sandbox.
That was so well done there by Diablo. Fight looked doomed from the get-go. And even though he goes down, want you to pay attention when we go and look to the replay. Zest is just minding his own beeswax. Doesn't really seem to be bothered by anything happening on the rest of the Rift. And they might be able to get themselves a turret for this, which would be really big. Hopefully, for them, that is going to be the case. But do note here, initially, this comes through. Very well done here by Carfe, right? Keeps him safe. I don't think Winner had to flash there, but coordination there was a bit unfortunate. And Lospa goes in here, and they... So the catch is really good, but then look at this play here from Lospa. Like the combination of the flash, and then the kill force forwards, and Winner being unable to join because he doesn't have his dash, means that it effectively they remember down. And also at that point, Diok had walked over, so actually opting into that fight, even if Winner had stayed, might not have worked. And if that's the call, then maybe you need to call up the Renekton as well. The benefit is that with Diok moving over, they still didn't get the Drake, so you can still contest the Drake as Gen.G. And you did get the first turret blood. So your Renekton is now much more fun.
He's a lot stronger. That is, I mean, it's good news, but it's not good enough. At this point in time, I'm greedy. If you're a Gen.G fan, they're going to need more than this. This is Vincenzo going to be diving onto this Drake. Should be able to lock that one down. Surely going to be the priority here for Gen.G. Daihawk just keeping an eye on her, just to make sure that Shirley is all right. And Vincenzo takes down the Drake. There is the Herald. And so Gen.G trading objectives across the map once again. Oh, that's some pretty nice dragons. That's high value.
Yeah. Could be really big for Gen.G if they're able to chain those together. I don't know why Chad hates Night Harvester Sylas. This has been a build. This has been the build on Jungle Sylas ever since it came back. And it's been doing very well. It's been very popular. And I personally don't mind it. I actually like the extra abilities that you get on Sylas in particular. The movement speed is quite good as well. Yeah. And it's okay. We're allowed to have different opinions.
It's true. Sage X is just, you know.
It's just chat in general, that's okay. You don't always need to agree with chat. The beauty is that we can acknowledge it and then we can move past. As do want to highlight that even though the current game state, I'd say, favors Sandbox because of the draft diff, do note that any misstep that they make, a single misposition on Gutis and Revolver for Diablo being where he shouldn't be, and a big Amumu ult effectively ends the game because this Samira is still a menace, even though it looks like we are heading towards a collector second, which I do not love, into double front line, but that's where we're going, I guess. That's everyone in chat losing their mind over this Night Harvester and Sylas. There's much more important stuff to focus on. Oh,
I mean, there's also a crown on the Taliyah.
Yeah, but that's fine. You're playing into an all-in comp.
True.
No problem with that at all.
I just, you know, you don't need
to... You really
to,
hate crown, don't you?
Yeah, you just don't need to worry about the Taliyah doing damage to you, so that's good.
But she did. She did a lot of damage in the previous fight.
Yeah, despite the
E
optimization.
He's still pretty good.
No. And she'll be fantastic utility regardless. You're exactly right. It's just, I felt like it was the in thing to, like, get upset about about items.
Carfey! He's saving it! It's a BF sword.
Hey, there we go. All right, so we are going to be just sitting on the Dirk. You love to see it. Is this IE second? Is this the first IE second that we're going to see?
Might be IE second, or it might be BT.
Could be.
BT,
double lifesteal stuff?
Yeah, BT I don't hate for specifically Samira, but my guess would be IE to try and snowball as hard as possible.
I like it. We'll see whether Gen.G can actually get to said second item, though. Because, of course...
Second item should be fine. It's more about what then.
Yeah, and also about what items the enemy team will have at that point in time as well.
So, next fight, need to actually throw down as Gen.G. You haven't really committed to a hard fight. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Vincenzo going to see what he can do. Nature's Grasps all over the place as it's just Christmas around the Rift. Zest seeing what he can do here. Dahyuk getting stunned up for a second, but he's Cassante, so it doesn't really matter. Arrow sails by.
I gotta say, don't love the Sejuani play from Quitter thus far. You don't open with your ultimate, ideally. Yeah, it's different if you have immediate follow-up, right? But in situations like that, just going for the Q on Vincenzo should be enough to force him to do something, and then you can have an ultimate advantage when going into the fight. Do love Jack Show's Sedge. That's something that I haven't really seen yet, and that's fun.
It does seem fun. I mean, yeah, I get worried when I see, you know, players being a little bit awkward on these picks because it makes you think that maybe something went wrong during the drafting phase. Like, they're like, oh crap, well, like we goofed up this. Can you just play this champion for me, please? And they're like, oh god, okay, I'll try, I'll give it a crack, you know.
I think
it doesn't necessarily look quite as planned as it could have otherwise been.
I think it's, yeah, no, it definitely doesn't. No, the actual level of play is not really what you're looking for. But I don't mind it personally. I do think, as mentioned, that the Sejuani clearly has a better matchup into the Taliyah than the Sylas would have. I think Sylas would get bullied a lot more, and there would be a lot more roam timers for the Taliyah, which in this case did happen, but Quid was there first. It was just that winner wasn't there. This is the must-win fight, though. This is a big breakpoint for the game. You have 2-item spike on Zest as well. He is huge. Even Shroud's done. Diablo doesn't have quick plates yet, crucially. Vincenzo's in that fight. You need this fight. You need to win for Gen.G. Very, very important. Well, important, rather.
Quid's already teleported in, so they know. As winner picks up an ulti, exactly. Ash Arrow going to be there. He doesn't have level 11, so...
The order with a dream.
Okay, Vincenzo off to the side. And yeah, can Losper do it? Is the Sad Mummy going to be able to turn the tides on this one?
We're going to keep it up.
Yeah, it looks like Live Sandbox are just not willing to fight for it, as the Amumu is finally going to be put on vision. Does know that he's being seen as he can get in there. There we go. Bandage Toss comes through. They're still fighting for the Drake. They're going to be able to lock that one down. And now the Glacial Prison comes in. The flash ult from the Amumu as well. He breaks his stopwatch, keeps himself alive. The Samira still up as well. Kafe, oh, he gets the S rank, but doesn't manage to survive. Just gets Kazan's haters. There's the flash forward. Quid gonna lock down the support. You love to see it, but Live Sandbox still gonna walk away with a W in this fight.
Overall, it's an even trade. You're gonna lose the mid turret though, so Sandbox going to come out ahead.
I mean, it's an even trade in a game where Gen.G
fall
off a cliff late.
That's the thing, though. I don't know if they do, because I think their team fighting power is so strong, and we saw there as well, that if Goody doesn't find a perfect angle on his E, and Gen.G also don't split unnecessarily and don't overchase and do like 3 things at once, I think they can win these fights even up until later in the game. As do come through here, fight is split up, we get the dragon, and then here you can back off, but instead they go all in, which is a big risk. Crucially, Diablo is just getting so much done here, but then this is where it kind of goes awry with Carfe trying to get away. Very, very weak at this point because it doesn't have a 2-item power spike yet, so kind of behind the curve. And they weren't able to deal with Diablo, who is now super fed, so actually counting everything up, I think you're right. I think it's doomed, and I think we're going to a game number 5.
It's seeming like that.
Or game number 3 in this series, but one mistake from Sandbox, and that lead is thrown away very quickly because the Gen.G comp is really foolproof. Like, really foolproof. So, Sandbox just don't make mistakes.
Don't mess it up. Keep it simple, stupid, or something like that. Quid is going to get into the Baron pit. He's hanging out there with the Baron, having a good time. He need a sapling, though. Not feeling the greatest about that. Is he taking a fair bit of damage? We'll see when he actually manages to put his next item together. Would really like to see a Warmogs if he's going to continue just wandering around, being the living ward, getting in amongst it. But we'll see. That might be a bit of a pipe dream. It's not really what this game is about right now, as what we really need is for Carfe to get some items and for Gen.G to be able to fight with a Samira that actually does some things. Because, yeah, they managed to get a couple of kills early, but the fact that after that, nothing really happened was the real worry.
There's one win condition here for Gen.G, besides just Sandbox messing up, and that is Drake control. Because if you do stack multiple of these Drakes, your Samira and your Silas are going to be unreasonably strong.
True.
And that can be an angle, but for Sandbox now, let's keep the pressure on. Deny the vision, you have some great tools. As Quid should spot this, does see the people, and no.
Doesn't want that present either, as Goody's going to be able to lock down the turret. So comfortably moving into a gold advantage is Live Sandbox, but only barely. Actually, not going to quite get there on that turret tech, because Zest is going to be able to even it out. And now Live Sandbox is starting this one off. Let's see whether this Baron is going to survive.
Ooh, turns really good. And again, remember, Gen.G, very short range here.
Well, Winner's going to walk over a ward, gets a control ward into this pit. Are they going to commit to this? Are they flipping for this? Surely not, as Nature's Grasp comes through. That is not the ultimate you were looking for there. But the Nature's Grasp did do a fair bit of work. Gen.G are now in the pit. They're fighting the Baron as well as the Crocodile manages to get the Baron. What the hell's going on there? Carfe is popping off in the fight as well. Oh my god, Gen.G, they may have just done it. There's the dash. Picks up the extra one, of course. Yeah, Talia is pretty frustrating to deal with, but Gen.G walk away with the Baron.
Why would you just give a Baron?
They want a challenge, Chronicler. They were like, this game's too easy. You know what we need? We need an enemy with a Baron.
We need to not turn it into a chaotic mess. What did they do? They turned it into... They have to vacate the pit. Baron's at 2k HP.
Look at Carfe, by the way. Carfe, like, he gets the ultimate Samira angle.
He's been waiting for this for so long.
Yes, Blade Whirling. There's the S rank, gorgeous. And then Goody just throws out some rocks and he trips over and dies. It's kind of what it looks like. And dead.
Yeah, there was also, there was also Diablo hitting him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a problem.
Diablo's positioning on the Saya has been really good and very impressive. Good. But with the Baron buff, that's going to be his second Drake. And that was a call that Sandbox didn't have to make. They didn't need to go for a desperation Baron.
They weren't desperate, no. Not at all.
Well, now that I feel like they were because they went for the Baron. And now they gave it up. But
their situation wasn't desperate.
I 100% agree, Atlas.
Oh, that was almost the arrow splash damage steals the Drake angle. Love to see it. It's instead going to be a glorified hawk shot that's less useful. And Quid splitting on this bottom side.
Oh, Carface actually do. Look at we were worried. I'm now going to everyone. I'm formally apologizing to Carface. Yeah. I was already making a little bit of fun of him for being a collector second guy on Samira. You know what he did instead? And he's building straight into Lord Dumps.
Love to see
into
it.
Double front line.
I think we're okay with it.
But I know collector on Samira is fine, but in this case, definitely think that the right call has been made.
What I think the right call is Quid just putting his face into the enemy team. That's precisely what he's doing.
So, who carries harder? Is it 5 diving idiots, or is it 1 feathery girl?
My money's at the moment still kind of on the feathery girl.
It's on the girl, okay.
Because I want to spend more time with you here in Challenger. But perhaps, based on, you know, Quid and finding the angles, and Gen.G looking much better in Game 1, maybe they'll have the mental fortitude to get through what was a difficult mid-game.
I want to, my choice of words wasn't the best. I want to highlight that I think that Gen.G are playing this comp exactly as they should do, right?
Oh, yeah. It's very much is what is required out of this composition.
Yeah. Because overall, after a couple of awkward first fights, they are really starting to kind of communicate better, trying to all be on the same page and actually hard commit to these 5v5 fights, which, again, they can win. Although it's going to get harder and harder. Guti now also finishing the Void stuff. And Diablo, as mentioned previously, sitting on the quick plates, now also finished Lord Dumps as well. So everyone gets shredded very, very quickly. And his positioning in teamfights has been pretty exceptional. So gonna be a tough one to fix for Gen.G, but they have so much dive and a fed Samira. So we'll see.
We shall indeed. Do want to talk about the calling games over, by the way, in inverted commas. I'm doing it, but you can't see me. I'm not on the screen. No commentator ever actually calls a game over, even if they do say it. They say that the game should be over from here.
Well, except Wolf.
No, but Wolf does it as well. He's like, it's over. And largely, the reason why Wolf is often very confident when he says it is because there are less mistakes made in the LCK, and so theoretically, when a team has a clear avenue for victory after a like a fight win or something like that, this is more a PSA. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those in chat that are getting upset about people saying that games are over.
Oh,
yeah. What it means is that we're saying that there is now a clear avenue for this team to win unless the opponent messes up horribly. So basically what we're saying is, if played correctly, this should be over.
Not we, it's you. You made it very clear.
Yeah.
You said what we're saying, which I don't appreciate.
Yeah. So just yes, I know you're just being Sage. That's absolutely fine. But I just wanted to make it clear.
I'm not a caster, so there's no consequence. True.
Gwethanadolia? Absolutely correct. Although I'm reading what you're saying, and so therefore maybe we can make some consequences by banning you forever from the chat.
That's mean.
I could, but I mean, I'm just saying.
I
have that power.
Corn is the most. Where does that come from?
I don't know.
It's probably soy, but
corn?
No, it's probably soy, as in the most versatile crop on the planet.
The most versatile crop? Ah, yeah, probably. Well, Quid's taking a lot of damage, but Samira's doing a lot of damage as Carpe not quite in range with the ulti as Diablo survives, and the Samira not so lucky. Beautifully done here by Liv Sandbox. Diablo is playing like a man possessed in this game.
Yeah, he wants to win the series. My God, this Zaya really well chosen and really well played.
All right, we're going for even more here as Goody is going to push them back. That seismic shot just fantastic as Daya just doing some Cassante things. Flash forward from Zest. What the heck? There goes the Silas. And now Losp is going to turn up asking what the heck has been going on.
That was such a disgusting combo from Sandbox because what happened was you had the Talia Unraveled Earthdown. Don't you dare go for Nash, by the way. Don't you dare. They had the Talia Unraveled Earthdown, and then first they were flipped in, so they dashed into it. Then they were flipped into it by Unraveled Earth, and then Cassante also pulled them over it again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was insane.
So they were mopping the floor. They actually mopped the floor with Gen.G, unironically.
Actually,
well, I mean, yeah, it's 5 versus 3. There's no jungler. I think this is a very comfortable Baron. Precisely what you should do. And Liv Sandbox, full control, still behind in gold by just a little, and that is going to be soul point for Gen.G. Certainly good news.
If they can get
it in time. This is a lot of damage.
Well, it's also X gates. Yeah, they're not getting it.
Ooh, true.
Actually, no, they are. Yeah. And this is fine, but you know, this means still not.
True, there is that Hex Tech win condition.
I think we might have our first timeout of the night.
Timeout? What does that mean?
Yeah. Timeout, someone in chat. That's being me.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have enough. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I can do a big boom.
Yeah. You'll know who.
I reckon I can do that.
There you go. Just a quick timeout.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
24 hours.
We are exclusively friendly. Goodbye. You can bump people.
We got it. This is the replay.
Yeah. If you did pay attention to what was happening on the screen and not us talking about bumping people, you could see very nice bouncy castle on a Talia wall.
All right, we're looking for a little bit more loss, but taking a lot of damage. Does still have some CC available, but not the health bar to be able to go in and use it. And Gen.G well and truly on the ropes. Should be pretty elementary here for Liv Sandbox to just keep pushing forward, but their composition's still low range.
Yeah,
so they have to use this Baron in order to break the base at almost any time. I think when there's a Nature's Grasp back up again, when there's a Weaver's Wall back up again, that's when they can start using those to zone Gen.G away and grab themselves some turrets. And here's the Weaver's Wall option. They are going to be able to use that. That gives Diablo the space, and they manage to take it down. Really nicely done. Arrow not going to connect, but still, this is going to be a dead inhibitor.
Ooh, Winner looking for an ultimate steal.
Yeah, wants to find an angle. Getting difficult as Quid. Gonna have to get out of there. Glacial Prison is available. I looked for the Sejuani ultimate in the jungler position. I'm too used to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it is available.
I had the same issue earlier when they fought around the dragon. Oh, here he goes.
All right, Losper not going to do it this time. Maybe hunting for another, but doesn't get there. So never mind. Gen.G, hold on. But this is the problem. They are circling the drain based on how these comps work. And it's going to be another one of those turrets falling down. Quid's going to tank the ultimate. Seismic Shot pushes him back. And he's just dead. From 50% to 0.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that Carfe didn't have... Hold on. Can they hold
Bladewell not available? Is that what you thought? Yeah, that's probably true. As Losper goes in, finds a few with those snares as the Featherstorm comes up, and Losper is just real dead. Okay, Carfe, can you do it? The answer's no. It's a double kill for Zaya, as everyone's just going in. One after the other. I think they know the result of this game. And Liv Sandbox will be able to get revenge here in game number 2 and take down Gen.G. Plan B's flashing forward. He's feeling himself. Throws another ultimate into the nether. And yeah, you can put 2 crosses in that one.
You know.
I don't even think Bronson needs to come in because he knows who we're going to vote for, but we'll hold it up anyway. There you go, buddy. Beautiful.
And overall, I got to say, Atlas, incredibly well done by Sandbox. Good draft. Good gameplay. What more can you ask for? They were able to out-skirmish a skirmish comp early on. And even with the kills, didn't lose their cool. Diablo's teamfight positioning was impeccable. We had Gucci having a really big impact on the Taliyah as well. And this note was with a Taliyah who built Crown and Merc Threads.
Yeah.
This was not a damage build Taliyah, and you still see the impact that it had, but...
The amount of damage done by everyone on Live Sandbox, like, outstrips everyone else by double.
It was just
like, it's
great
crazy.
Gameplay, right? Diok also getting a ton of early aggression down, really frontlining for his team very well in the later fights. Wonderful.
Yeah. And Live Sandbox really showing why they are a little bit further ahead of Gen.G at the moment in the standings. Gen.G fumbling this one, but we know that there is more that this team can offer. We saw it in game number 1. And I think maybe no more of this strange Sejuani mid experimentation. If you are going to flex the Sylas, then flex him with something else that maybe works better.
I personally appreciate the creativity, and comp-wise, I don't mind the switch as much. I do think that the Sejuani did well into the Taliyah, but the main issue was that it was clear that neither player was as comfortable on the champion as they would need to be for this to be very successful, and unsurprisingly,
absolutely,
impeccable teamfight positioning. Really well done here from Diablo on the Xayah.
Built the good items as well. Just everything. Ticking all the boxes is good old Diablo, and when he does play well, things look great for Live Sandbox. He's so hit or miss, this player. I feel like you get a different version of him every time you load onto the Rift, but this time around, it was a heads, and it looks great when he hits it.
Ties into what we've been saying about challengers, which you know, after that game 1, I was saying, Atlas, this is going to be going to free games. You were like, no, didn't you see how they got stomped?
Well, I saw the draft gap, and then I saw it again in game 2, but it was over the other side.
Yeah, that's just challengers, baby.
Maybe there's a coach for blue side and a coach for red side. They just share.
One of them is not doing a good job.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Let's go to a short break. When we get back, the deciding game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCK Challenger 2023 Spring, or 2025 Spring, as we have to say every single time. I'm Atlas, joined by Chronicler here. And do the casters have any retirement plans? Asks Woo4.
I have savings.
What?
I mean, do you want to know if I have like a...
Yeah, what's your plan?
Oh, you mean...
For retirement?
As a job?
Yeah. Like, what do you want to do after you retire?
I don't know. Nothing. Play video games. Travel. Spend time with, at that point, hopefully, kids/grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hope the Earth's still good. I don't really want to go there, Atlas. That's going to lead to lead to unfortunate situations.
Things have gotten sad very, very quickly.
Well,
we'll try we'll try and get off this road a little bit quickly.
You asked.
Sorry.
What are your retire? You could just keep casting.
So
I think you're a lifer.
I plan on commentating for as long as my body can do it, and from that point, I want to get uploaded into the cloud.
I think we can do that much faster than when you're actually, then, I don't know, you make a lot of jokes about your body falling apart. So, but still, like 5 to 10 years, you should be good, man.
Oh, 5 to 10. Okay, so I'm going for 30. So we'll do 30 years more commentary, and then upload me into the cloud.
Yeah, but I mean, in 5 to 10 years, the cloud thing will be fine.
Oh, yeah, 5 to 10? Yeah.
Obviously, I want you to stick around forever.
Because then I can actually be a Cloud Atlas, and that would be pretty good.
Did you know? Were you actually thinking about that?
No, I wasn't. Chat just told me that I would actually be Cloud Atlas, which makes the plan seem a whole lot better. This was actually an idea that Valdez told me that he spoke to Artosis about. And apparently Artosis just wants his consciousness to be uploaded as goo, and he just wants to live on the internet and play StarCraft.
I don't want to live on the internet, man. The internet is look at all these fans.
Damn! Gen.G Global Academy fans out in force. Live Sandbox fans out in force. Love to see it. Everyone intermingling with one another as well, as we can see. Live Sandbox fans and the Gen.G fans in the one shot. It's just beautiful. Here at Challenger, we like to be inclusive, and that involves fandom as well. I was half expecting...
oh my god, I got savaged in YouTube chat.
Oh.
Wow.
Whoa, Caster B. Your name is even Caster B.
Yeah, so that's me, Caster B. Read him and weep, Atlas. Or do you not want to? Because it's
Caster B. Really? And I know that guy. I know that he knows who you are. I don't understand what you're talking about. Very strange. Caster B and Atlas.
You be Caster A, obviously. I just don't know why I'm not Caster C.
Oh my god.
YouTube chat really is out there.
Just the most whack take I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I don't know, Atlas. I don't know how much more I have to offer.
Yeah,
that's why you guys hired me, right?
I know it was just about how incredibly handsome you are. That's it's the only reason you got a job.
Fun times.
It's all right. Caitlin Lucian going to be banned away first here on the Gen.G side of things, and the Jace going to be the first ban on Live Sandbox's side, understandably, after Quid had such a great performance in Game 1. If we have another, if we just have a blue side win again, I'm going to be a little bit frustrated.
Could happen. Wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Wow, this is a way better thing that we could talk about instead of you being Caster B. Because Cuz has told us about something about fish rain.
Yeah.
Which was a reported supernatural occurrence and bizarre meteorological phenomenon on Earth. I find meteorological... That is the right word. Meteorological, right? I find it difficult to say because my dad is a meteorologist, not a meteorologist. He's not a weatherman. He measures stuff.
Oh,
so it's hard.
That's very confusing.
It's hard to say the word correctly.
Yeah, 3 million years later, Caster B is Brendan Veldis. Yeah, Caster C is Chronicler, and Caster W is Wolf.
Oh yeah, and so I'm Caster A.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Easy. As Varus has been given over.
We skip a lot of letters.
Maybe we'll get a red side win.
Well, I think we definitely get a red side win, because that's, oh my god, do they follow this up with the Jin Karma? Oh, okay. I'm very confused about Gen.G. Have you ever thought about, loading into a game of League of Legends and being like, nah, we'll lose this one? Have you ever done that?
Yeah. It's
like, nah.
It's called I should have dodged, and it's a very familiar feeling.
No. You're still in a position to dodge.
Where's Peanut? He is working on the peanut farm.
Yeah, no, he's farming peanuts because he needs to.
How do you think he got his name?
Yeah. In order to hold his name, he needs to spend a certain amount of time per week.
Yeah, otherwise he's not allowed to keep
farming.
it. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it's really sad. Same thing for Plan B. He needs to have enough Plan A's so that he is always capable of Plan B. Otherwise, he'd be Plan A. That's how it goes.
Ideally, Hayek would remove the double D and just be Ayuk, so they have Plan A in top lane and then Plan B in...
Oh, true.
Huh.
But then they wouldn't have a Plan C. They'd have to go straight to Plan D.
Well, Goody can rename to Cutie.
That's true.
You're pretty close.
And Vincenzo's never...
Is be Enzo?
No. He's just never going to change.
Well, Vincenzo's too good a name to change.
Yeah. But he could just be Enzo, I guess. Like, we could abbreviate it to Enzo, so he could be Plan E.
You got A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely gorgeous. Took us, a bit of finagling to get there, but not too bad. Pyke going to be banned away from Lospa again.
Interestingly.
But thankfully, the Karma has been banned.
For Gen.G, going from the Z up would actually be easier, looking at their letters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because they got
Z, W, and Q.
Mm-hmm. Still, it's a stretch to get to C somehow.
Well, they can't, obviously.
Yeah.
No, they just start from the bottom up after this. As a Kali.
Pretty understandable answer. Yeah.
I like the Akali. I like the Silas a little bit more. Champion is pretty busted. And we also have reasonable confirmation that it will be mid Silas, which has been doing better. Now, this matchup in mid early prio definitely goes towards the Azir. But looking at what Sandbox have so far, they will have heavy prio in bot lane, regardless of what Gen.G pick up here.
Yeah, I think if I was Gen.G, I'd also want to redo. So we're going to jump back in, and we're hopefully just going to start the draft all over again. No,
that's okay. We can do a 30-minute pause first.
Yeah, that's probably one of those.
That's okay.
That's sort of how it goes. Are you okay?
I have pre-show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm up early.
I mean, I'm there with you, mate. Don't
grinding.
you worry.
Oh, you are? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's a opening of the week with Atlas.
Yeah,
that's not normal.
I haven't done it before, I don't think. Not this pre-show. I did the Saturday pre-show last week. That was a new thing.
Big Kahuni there as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
That helps.
Now we get to introduce 13.1b to the LCK, which is, judging by Challenger, not going to change anything at all. To just add to our frustration a little bit.
Well, Xayah is a champion now, but you first have to ban 6 AD carries.
Okay. We'll see how we can, see whether we can get there. One thing that we might see more teams doing is just picking solo lanes and jungle, and then leaving bot lanes until last.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because with the buffs to AD carry role, do you think there's a lot more viable options?
Yeah. Might be, and I kind of prefer that as a drafting style, because I really like counterpick support. And I think it means that the game's kind of more fun. For some reason, I don't know why. It's
really?
just a my feeling thing.
I've been waiting for counterpick jungle for forever, but we've clearly abandoned that completely.
No, you counterpick jungle in like the second round of picks because it's always Maokai first pick.
But yeah, right now there's not really any reason.
Yeah. Have you noticed that it's been like, there've been 3 junglers that are top of the meta for like the last 3 years, and they've just cycled to be different champions, but it's always like 3 of them.
What was it in 2021 spring? Because it was Udyr Hackray, but there was another. What was the other one?
Was that as Wukong was getting strong?
Maybe, because
there was also
when we got to 2021 summer, it was Viego.
Yeah.
Because that's when Viego really...
And they were still playing Lee Sin for a bit there as well, because we had that
maybe
Canyon
it was
game.
Lee. What was the... Yeah, maybe it was Lee.
And then there was like...
Last year, it was...
Graves. Oh, no, sorry. I'm going back the year before.
You're going back to 2020.
Yeah, so that'd be like the Graves, Rumbles,
No, that's 21-1 Spring. Yeah, that's Rumble Morgana. That was MSI. That was a dark time.
It was a dark time.
Xin, yeah, Xin was popular for a while as well.
Yeah, Xin was up there too.
Xin Lulu, yeah. But thinking back to 2022 Spring.
Oh, Poppy as well. Yeah.
Poppy.
Like that was last summer.
No, I remember last summer. Well, Viego not really in the LCK, but I do know Viego was really popular still in the LPL. He was okay, popular, but I do think he was not as strong as Poppy, Wukong, and Vi.
Yeah. Another device issue, so we're back to Denmark. I'm not going to go into that joke another time, but
you already did.
You guys remember. I'm not going to, just continue talking about it. Yeah. Goody needs to be able to hear stuff. That's what we're doing our best to figure out. Seems like he's communicating with his team now, somewhat, or at least talking into a microphone. But there is a ref behind him holding a phone, and that's always dangerous. As Kevin Kim with the Yasuo beats Silas, I was calling for this like yesterday. No, not yesterday, Sunday. I really wanted the Yasuo into Silas. I thought it did sound like a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, picking Yasuo though is, you're stuck playing Yasuo.
Yeah, which is what everyone wants to do.
It's fun, but it's not good.
Yeah, but it's not about it being good. Have you seen the drafts that we see here in Challenger in the LCK?
Yes, I have Atlas.
Yeah.
Why do you think I sound this way?
Well, exactly. So it's not about whether or not it's good.
Maybe for just for challenges, we introduced fearless drafting in summer. Fearless drafting, where you can only have each champion picked or banned once in a draft.
Do you know what I want to do? I want there to be like a show match between two teams where the commentators draft for both of the teams.
It's us against the Korean.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Would love that.
And it'd be like a test on both like how good our drafting is and how well we know the players. Because the players would normally guys oftentimes we talk about coaches and their draft ideas and stuff like that, but the majority of draft decisions are actually made by the players. For most teams. Ultimately, it's their decision to play stuff, and the coach will give them suggestions and stuff like that.
What about this crazy idea? Last game is a blind pick match. That would be so wacky. You could have two Shens.
Whoa! How many Zeds could you have?
Two as well.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Imagine the plays. Imagine the moves and the cleanses.
No, that'd be so cool.
Whoa! What would that be?
What would be the blind pick comps in the current meta? So it'd be K'Sante Maokai.
Yeah.
K'Sante Maokai Kassadin, because you're going to assume your opponent's also picking Kassadin.
Yeah, and Ash Varus.
Not Ash Caitlyn?
Oh, Ash Caitlyn, but I think they're both kind of strong.
Yeah.
I think Ash Varus has more synergy with each other. Personally. I think that's the strongest lane in my mind at the moment. If you had like blind pick, red side, everything is up, I think it's still Ash Varus. And what would the top side be? Because it's like everything's blind pick, so you just have to pick like flexible, strong stuff.
Yeah, so you pick K'Sante Maokai.
Yeah, K'Sante Maokai is definite.
K'Sante Maokai Kassadin.
Is it Kassadin though, or is it?
Because in the current form, right? Because if you don't go Kassadin, your opponent does.
Yeah, because you
can't
go like
blind pick the
Silas,
you lose.
Yeah,
well, you can blind Azir, but the chance of your opponent hard countering Kassadin is much lower, and the risk of them picking Kassadin when you, because Azir is the safest, is the most well-rounded, but yeah, if they then pick Kassadin, you just automatically lose the game, I think.
Yeah.
So you're forced to go Kassadin.
Do you then just pick blind Tristana?
Well, that will be your alternative. Yeah, that's trying the metagame real hard. And then if they pick Azir or Akali, you're just screwed.
Yeah. As I think we're going to come back on camera.
Maybe it's a C4
momentarily.
moment. Maybe it's time for some C4.
I don't know whether we're going to blow up the stage. I think maybe just
community chat.
Oh no, here we're back.
Good.
Oh, we got really thrown because we had our lights turned back on. And then we went back into the draft.
Nice.
Crazy.
You think Camille should be... I actually played Camille Jungle today. It was not a great experience because, as it turns out, you can't physically or mentally or spiritually deal with chickens. the chickens just get you.
Whoa! I thought it was going to go down a dark path about
no, it's just
Korean
about chickens.
solo queue.
No, not at all. No, it's great for Korean solo queue because you just level, you get rep buff, and then you level to hook shot on anyone you see. You know, mid hook shot. It's easy. But as mentioned, unfortunately, as this should be Silas, doesn't really work because if you don't get level 2 gank, you can't farm the jungle, which is a problem. So you guys cast in the dark like a couple of gremlins. Yes, you also can't feed us after a certain time, and you know, you can't splash water on us because then we turn into different gremlins.
We're basically Furbies.
I turn into a sad gremlin. I don't know what Atlas turns into.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm basically the same. I think I'm just permanently a bit of a gremlin.
You kind of are.
I have been doing this for 10 years, so I think I slowly transitioned over the first 6 months, and now gremlin. Cassante has made it all the way through. Gen.G, outside of the Jin, looking like a decent composition. As we were talking about these blind picks and stuff like that, a couple of those have been locked in already. Although I guess it's Sejuani instead of the Maokai that we asked for, as that is a Fiora. We'll see whether Live Sandbox do lock that one in. Gives them some nice 1-3-1. And there it is.
My 1 to 3 of Sandbox was, I was very, very on board. And then it kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah, my 1 and 3 for Sandbox were okay.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
No, not the 2.
You don't like Maokai?
No, Jin. Oh, for Sandbox. Sorry, I was talking about Gen.G.
Atlas, get with the program.
Yeah, I'm not with the program. No, Live Sandbox's comp is dope. I'm a big fan. I think all of these champions are very strong.
I agree, but I don't love the top side. Interesting. The Gen.G comp is much more cohesive and split pushing doesn't exist in challengers.
I've seen way too many Azir compositions just lose from lack of proactivity. And so maybe that's what I'm sort of getting. I'm getting hampered by that.
It is Gen.G.
Yeah.
So
because oftentimes
they should have a buff.
Yeah.
And you're playing Fiora into it. You're playing Fiora into a teamfight comp.
But there's also the fact that you see Maokai Varus and you're like, should win.
that kind of does it. So if hear me out. If Carfe goes for a full crit build, do you like the Gen.G comp?
No.
Still no.
No, I don't think Jin's very good.
Even with all the setup?
No, don't care.
Damn.
Just don't feel like the champion does very much.
Hard to convince you.
No. And I also don't know what Leona's ever going to do in this bottom lane against Heimerdinger.
All in post 6.
Yeah, but
I know.
Yeah.
I know, Atlas. I'm trying to find something.
I know. No, it's pretty rough.
There was a sad Camille Gremlin. Accurate.
Sad Camille Gremlin.
Factual.
That is kind of beautiful. But I am feeling the Live Sandbox win. Let's see if they do it. So we hop onto the roof. Rock out. We had to keep the timing. All right. Hopefully, with the fact that we just incessantly do the do-do-do-dos every time.
YouTube chat's starting to catch on.
Yeah, YouTube chat, we're proud of you. And I know there's less of you that are actively chatting and stuff like that. So, you know, we don't want to be mean or anything, but we're really psyched that you're jumping on. As Leona has a horse, yes, when her name's Rel, Leona does have a horse.
Well, she is a horse.
And has a horse.
Well, she
do you have yourself?
No, but she's bending the metal that is in the shape of a horse, but there is an actual horse.
Yeah, so she has a horse that's metal.
Well, I wouldn't... Okay, this is a very, very interesting...
Wait, so you're saying that she's like a metal centaur?
No, this is a very interesting philosophical conundrum, which is if the armor has the shape of a horse, is it a horse? Because there is no horse in there. It's just armor in the shape of a horse that she's moving.
When they went to Troy, what did they go in?
That didn't actually happen, by the way.
Well, but in the theoretical story.
Yeah, but that was an actual... Okay.
Lost is going in and getting Heimerdinger. This is sort of why I asked that question prior. Back to the problem at hand, though, because I think this is really important. Because the Trojan horse was a horse, wasn't it? Because it was a Trojan horse.
Because it's okay. I see what you mean. But
a rocking horse is a rocking horse a horse?
But those shapes are not transient. Whereas Rel is only a horse as long as she's keeping it in the form of a horse.
I guess then
it's active. So then the question becomes, at what point is it no longer a horse? Is it still a horse when she is wearing it as armor around her
I think you're
legs?
overcomplicating it, because I think sometimes she has a horse and sometimes no horse.
That's really okay. But at what point becomes the
when she's not riding horse and horse not there? No horse.
No, but at what point?
When
because the
horse?
No. No, but at what point does it transition from not being a horse?
Probably halfway through the animation of Crashdown. I don't know, man.
I just want an answer. Oh no!
AI casts are getting virus.
It's game 5.
I told you.
Gonna happen.
I told you.
But when is a horse?
It's not a horse. Rel is League of Legends.
Tough. Yeah, no, we know. Yeah. We know she's a metal bender. Spit that. Nice fun. Back to the horse.
Back to the horse. We need tech support. There's Ghost being popped. Winner is, yeah, it's just a dead Diok, I think. It was a nice riposte, but they do manage to lock it down.
Actually, really well done by Winner there. Holding onto the E, knowing that Diok has the ability to riposte because there is an extra projectile that is thrown when you activate Permafrost. So, well done. Really, really well execute. Good gank on top side. Gank on mid also failed. So we can get back.
Yeah, so why were we... So... Yeah, I'm trying to work out why we're talking about her being a horse. No. She bends the metal in the shape of a horse.
She has a horse.
We're trying to work out whether or not she has a horse, and we do because it's a metal horse.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out, well, I'm trying to figure out if she has a horse, which I would agree with. She never is a horse. We passed that bridge a while ago.
Yeah.
So if she has a horse when the horse is actually shaped like metal, at what point is it no longer a horse? Like, is it when it's like 50%? Is it 60%? Is it when it doesn't look like a horse anymore?
Ooh, so
like, when does it lose the horse essence?
Have you read the Animorphs series of books?
No.
So, like, for example, Tobias would transform from a person into a hawk.
I know the hell Tobias is.
And I think that, like, at the moment you start transforming, you become a certain percentage of person and a certain percentage of the animal you're transforming into.
I'm so glad we don't have Nidalee or Elise in this game, because the conversation will get way more confusing very quickly.
Yeah.
Because that is the Animorphs problem now.
No, exactly. So I think it's all about, you know, you can be partially a horse. Like a centaur.
No, but Rel is not partially a horse. But her metal armor would partially be a horse.
Oh, it does get extra complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah, because she's wearing the metal around her legs when she's not riding it like a horse.
Ooh, I think the casters could benefit from looking at Zygarde in its different forms in Pokemon. Gothanador, I think you might be correct there.
Yeah, it's Shipophysius, of course.
Yeah. What if Rel is a horse that became human? We're not actually sure, Gatoran.
Who cares about the first blood? Yeah.
What do you mean? We commentated that.
We talked about that.
That existed.
Yeah.
That was something we put on record.
I even gave special shout out to Winner for his solid understanding of how to gank a Fiora.
So it's an armor with partial horse properties sometimes? It's not I mean, it's pretty horsey. I like that we're talking about Rel in a game that she's not even in.
This all started because someone asked, why does Leona have a horse?
and she doesn't even have one.
Maybe she has in the skin. That makes sense, actually. In the skin as she, like, gets out of base.
Oh, right. Her running animation.
Yeah.
Ah, that could be it. Doesn't Senna have one of those as well?
Yeah, on High Noon Senna.
At what point does
back animation. Yeah, there you go. Back animation and running animation, assume would both do it.
I liked it when Garen had a lion, which I think is still now. Anyway, let's have a look at the state of the game, shall we, for a few moments. Gen.G have a slight advantage as that first blood was picked up. You can see Goody struggling here in this lane for the first few levels, as is customary. And the Azir, if you play it out well, can continue to have leads here in this lane, especially if yeah, the Silas just chills there. What's going on?
This is the quality content I don't subscribe for. That's a great comment. Shout out for that beautiful one.
I wish Garen would be meta, Sag. Zomi, we almost had it, you know, because we had the Garen Yuumi times. Those beautiful Garen Yuumi times. Thanks, Europe. Thanks for bringing those to the world. As Goody get flashed on, there's an Emperor's Divide there as well. That is going to throw him back. Goody just going to get obliterated, but not fully killed just yet. No. Oh, the last auto doesn't come in. Vincenzo, are you going to live as Plan B comes up? Do you have one of those? As that's the grenade, and that is the kill onto the Azir. Now, winner is definitely not his namesake because he's been thwarted by a Heimerdinger.
Oh my god, you're going to be so tilted after that. Oh, that's so rough. That's a disaster. Now they get Drake.
It's over.
Well, definitely not, but man, it's a tough one to come back from.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this particular episode was the twist. As Quid, I mean, he did what he needed to at this point in time. You know, the Emperor's Divide was good, and then avoided Goody's version of it.
Oh yeah, the fact that he doesn't die here is so frustrating. Initially on the vision, the extra autos don't get him, and then here they should back off because they don't have prio, but instead they want it. They want it badly. They're tunneling, and as a result, oh god, this is the especially Silas, right? If you don't kill him instantly, you just get kaboom.
Yeah.
Did you know I already mentioned, right, that I casted Kadril's first cast. I also casted the first ever competitive game of Garen Yuumi, because it was played in the UKLC.
Whoa,
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't invent it, but that's where it was played first, if I remember correctly.
Like as far as like a stage game?
Yeah, as far as in a competitive region, which UKLC was, you know,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gothanadolia raises a good point about Chovy's Camel Farm that I think we need to continue going back to, especially considering Gen.G is playing. But Daiha is now going to be fighting a Cassante. Not enough CC to allow that Repose to actually do too much, but with the Ghost, he's able to get out. Is now Vincenzo looking for a little bit more. Gets the tree underneath the turret as well, and he has to take the long way around as Goody doesn't find the Chain Lash, and that was a grenade meant for something else, I guess.
Chronicler, the root of evil. That's dark.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wow. That's the first time someone has said that.
Yeah.
You're catching a lot of strays tonight.
That seems off theme for you, but that's fine. Is Hecarim 50% a horse? That's a very good question.
Yeah. Well, maybe 40.
Is Hecarim...
Maybe 60, actually.
What percentage of Hecarim is Christopher Walken? That's my question.
What do you mean?
So the Headless Horseman in Sleepy Hollow is played by Christopher Walken. And one of the skins that the most people play is the spooky Hecarim skin, which looks exactly the same as the Sleepy Hollow
it is the
version.
same one.
Right? So how much of that skin is Christopher Walken?
90%? But not the voice.
So 90% of that skin is Christopher Walken. Based on the amount of skins there are for Hecarim, how much of Hecarim is then Christopher Walken?
I don't know how many skins they have. Do you know the number of skins that champions have?
I know Lux has too many.
That's a cop-out, man. Come on.
So Hecarim has a lot, actually, doesn't he?
11 skins.
Although not 11 skins. Wow.
So
Donus Lab, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's what,
Timo
like
also has too many.
What, like 8%? 7% maybe?
7% Christopher Walken?
Yeah, is Hecarim.
I'd take that. I'd take that any day of the week. That's what I wanted to know. I literally don't even have the game up. I'm just listening. I felt we need more like you. Not sure if the cast is a horsing around or being a dead horse.
As an audio-only listener, I know the state of the game perfectly with the... Oh, I'm very sorry for you.
And I like how the icon next to it says muted. That's my favorite part.
I love it so much. Yeah, the one thing that you're not getting, unfortunately, is game status. Hold up.
All right, that's a decent Glacial Prison as in they go. Looking for a little bit more. Vincenzo surviving for about forever. And Losper is going to be taken out. Unfortunately, the Leona not really finding it. Needs a horse, I think. Whether it's her horse or not. As Goody Going to be able to grab that last piece of CS towards the end. So Live Sandbox now 3-1. Relative control, although as far as state of the game is concerned, still gold lead.
Yeah.
Not massive on either side.
So good news is Carfe is going for crit Jin.
All right, that's definitely good.
The bad news is I'm pretty sure Gen.G is good. Because engages like this are not a great look. When you go this hard and Winner and Quid are clearly like, I don't
that
know,
was
I
a
want to
sick
commit.
hijack. I didn't even see that from Goody. He grabbed the Glacial Prison and pegged it immediately at Quid straight away.
Yeah, really did well.
Did not waste any time.
Decent out. He was fine, but very good hit on that. And it also is Quid going for the Rod of Ages here, which...
Oh, no.
Goody?
Well, Goody's all... Okay, maybe Rod of Ages Azir is the best. Because Goody almost died.
Well, that was because of Carfe. It was because...
No, I was kidding.
What are you? I know you're a bit of a Jin hater. A Jin anti, one might say.
I am. A little bit of that. Although this build I like a lot more. I definitely like it a lot more.
I wonder if he's going to go for the Zoomy build or just the, which we'd expect, the IE second with Gilforce build. Because into Sandbox, I wouldn't mind Kraken Slayer. A lot of tankiness. You benefit a lot from being very zoomy. But Gilforce is also very good into Varus Ultimate and chains being thrown out.
How many mounted champions are there in the game?
Mounted? As in, well, Sejuani's one.
Yeah, so Sejuani...
Rel would count,
Kled.
I'd argue.
Sejuani, Kled, Rel...
Nunu.
Yeah. Nunu, yeah. And Willem.
That's...
And then, would you say... Yumi? Because she mounts a
yeah, I think that
flying
works.
carpet.
Yeah, I think that works. Well, book.
And what about Seraphine?
Rumble and Corgi are machines, so they're actually starring in a mecha anime, which I think is a different... Like, that's different.
I mean, original skin Corki is probably more like steampunk.
Yeah, close enough.
But also, he does sometimes ride a Corgi. But I guess you can't really take skins into it.
Well, no, then it gets very confusing.
Yeah. I think Rumble is probably still mounted. I think Rumble and Corki still mounted.
Aatrox and Ross/Kane are a little different because it's more they're like symbiotes, right? It's like Venom. It's like parasites.
You don't really.
It's like a separate category.
Yeah. Oh, Canaminion goes a little bit wide there. More riding than mounting. That is a good point. Actually.
Did you see Carfe has done 888 damage this game?
Sick.
No one did damage except Quid and Guti.
Well, they're the only ones that have really been around any of these battles.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of fighting going on, so we are being facetious here, chat. Don't you worry.
Indeed.
We might get an actual fight here. 5v5, I think, is strong for Gen.G. If they can get Carfe in a good position, find hard engage, and take someone out of the fight.
Ooh, there's a deadly flourish for the snare. Plan B walks away.
Zest is there. Diok is looking for a flank, but this is a Fiora, remember.
The flanking Fiora, it's oh so dangerous. Nature's Grasp to come in, they're going to burst it down, but it's not going to work. It's just going to be taken by the Maokai. Now the fight is on. Quid getting some work done where he can, but Vincenzo's going to grab that first kill. Leona, just no way out, no opportunity. Quid has to use his ultimate to disengage after, I believe, they lost the Rift Herald. And so really, they just lose someone and they have to go away. And Zest died as well.
And the more I see of this, the more I'm leaning towards just always prioritize Maokai, like no matter what. Because the problem here is that Sandbox and Gen.G both have hard engage. One of the hard engagers hits everyone. And the other one is very good single turret lockdown. But the problem here is that they're not actually able to, like, watch what Greedy does here. Really, really big. But Maokai sets it up and he goes in. And from this point, the fight is over. There's nothing you can do anymore. Whereas for Gen.G, your single target elimination potential with a Sejuani is really good. We saw them earlier, right? Like they tag Plan B, but instead of actually committing, just play it slow. Doesn't work. So
We messed it up, by the way.
We've learned this lesson now, and I'm gonna keep relearning it. But yeah, just pick Maokai in challengers. It's just so easy. It just press your ultimate.
Well, do you know what the best part about that whole lesson is? Gen.G learnt it in game 1 and then just decided to forget it existed from that point on.
Yeah,
kind of funny.
Could have definitely.
Denunciator did let us know that Quinn is indeed another mounted champion.
True,
because she rides Vela after she presses her R button, and I think that is still true, even if she isn't mounted throughout the laning phase, you know, and stuff like that. But I think it's still probably true. Oh, Talia also mounts the wall. And she mounts a skateboard thingy.
She rides the wall.
Yeah.
And I feel like riding is different from mounting.
So that goes back to the Corky thing?
Yeah, well, no, she's surfing, quite literally.
You mount a surfboard. I think getting up on a surfboard is like...
I guess.
You ride a horse, you mount a horse, you know?
If it's not an animal, it feels wrong. To me, but maybe that's just my grasp of English.
I like to be inclusive, you know? I like to just include anyone that could theoretically be mounting something. That's why Seraphine's there. That's why Sona is also a mounted champion in my mind.
Okay, no. I'm willing to give you Seraphine.
She floats around in a DJ booth
because she's sitting on a thing.
She mounts the DJ booth.
She's not sitting on top of the DJ booth. She's floating as it floats in front of her.
Oh, that's
she's not like
true.
hanging on to it. She's not sitting on top of it. She can't DJ if she's on top of the buttons, Atlas.
She could be holding it like it's.
She's not holding on to it.
Anti-gravity segue.
And if she would. She's a boulderer. She's a climber. You know, she's hanging on for dear life. She's not mounting anything.
Whoa, Urgot is definitely a difficult one. Because that ain't Urgot, but is it Urgot? Because, you know, like Dr. Octopus?
No, that's not. That doesn't count.
Sona was definitely a bridge too far.
Yeah, no, you were stretching it.
I was definitely stretching it.
And for Gen.G, at this point, it's so hard to imagine you winning team fights. Hard engaging into this composition is really tough because there's both Heimerdinger and there is a Maokai as well. And Guti has a ton of great ultimates that he can get. You don't win side against the Fiora. No one can really match her. What do you do?
Well, Test Tunes has like an interesting point. Mounting is apparently the position that you take, not the actual process of riding a thing.
Is it?
That's what they say. And it's in YouTube chat, so it must be true.
Huh.
I think this is actually really great.
We're learning a lot here, friends.
It's a lot of learning material. As Winner's going to go in. Oh my goodness, where was that going, buddy? Not sure about that one. Nature's Grasp is going to punish him instantly as Goody's going to hijack it. Oh my goodness.
You want to do the honors?
Wait, Goody can't hijack it. It's his own. It was Vincenzo that used it.
You want to do the honors?
What's that? This one's over? I called it already. Yonks ago.
Yonks?
Yonks.
What's
That might
yonks?
be an Australian colloquialism. It means a long time. A long time seems relatively simple to say. However, as an Australian, I can say we just want to make everything as short as possible.
Yonks.
Yonks.
Not yoinks.
No, yonks. Yonks ago.
Like Y-O-N-K-S.
Yeah.
Yonks.
Yeah.
Yeah, disaster engage, unfortunately, for Winner. Even if you do hit the ultimate, which it's sad that you miss, but it really speaks to the desperation. What?
Sorry, someone just said eonks. That's even better. It's like, whoa, that's so long ago.
As I was saying, trying to talk about the video game.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate for Winner. Doesn't hit it, even if he does. The immediate follow-up on plan B needs to be immaculate. That's not a great position to take a fight. You can sense desperation. Yada, yada, yada.
Oh, there's no need to yada, yada. It's fine. It's, oh, yada.
I can yada, yada, yada
another
myself.
measurement term that we can talk about. Are you a metrologist?
A yard?
Yeah. I think. Wait, what? I don't remember. Anyway, I was talking to Wolf about a measurement term the other day. Yeah, fathoms. Fathom is it's a measure of distance and also a term for thinking. Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't know that connection happened.
Fathom is a distance?
Yeah.
How far is a fathom?
Fathom's quite far.
Huh. More you know.
Anyway, Cafe going to clear out this wave. Jin, 0-0-0, hasn't really had much of an opportunity.
Okay, don't blame this one on Jin.
Oh, fathoms is a measure of depth. That's it. That's like fathoms under the sea.
Ah, it's depth, not distance.
Yeah.
Don't get in here with no depth.
So I obviously didn't know that because depth is not really my strong suit.
It's a great song. You're doing really well. Really, really carrying here.
Yeah, Thernoslav, me too. Me too. Depth is indeed a distance, so I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't specifically right.
And now we're going to have to use 2 teleports because our opponents are, oh, they're not starting Ash. Okay. Well, you can sandbox and then just peel off because...
Yeah, because you got Fiora in the sideline.
Yeah.
And her teleport just came off cooldown. It's beautiful timing. As winner, he's going to take some rockets and know where he is. All right, Diablo. Not going to get hit by that one. Tries to cleanse. Manages to get out of most of the CC here as we're bringing up the damage graph. As Emperor's Divide doesn't quite get there, but Diablo's still out of this fight for now. Does have the piercing arrow, but Vincenzo is going to go down. Now, Goody, can you find the angle? Can you find the opportunity? As Fiora just wasn't there the entire time, Diablo's going to have to go back to base. This could be that Baron angle that we were talking about. Some vision going to be available. Dahyuk going to teleport in. They're going to look to stop this. They have low health bars and a lot of power. Goody with Emperor's Divide now. He's got the ulti button advantage. And he can't even press it. He eventually does. But it's not going to do anything good. Dahyuk just goes a bit around the world there for a moment. Plan B. What is the plan?
Is it a challenger?
You're going to need one. You're going to have to figure it out.
Challenger moment?
As all right, the arrow's going to fly in. Oh
what is
no!
That?
Sejuani's dead. Can they get a 300 health as Zest? What? How did you pick it up? That is craziness. As now Dahyuk is just going to pop off. That's a quadra kill.
They're all dead.
This is why we didn't commentate the rest of the game, because that was the only bit that mattered.
All in all, much ado about nothing. Game state's the same as it was before, although Baron has somehow miraculously disappeared from the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't Live Sandbox take this Baron after the ace? That was so silly of them.
This could have been so good if they actually hard commit here. This is a good example of like the hesitation. Quig in particular can't peel off this. Because of Quid peeling off, winner dies, and now Zest has to invest his flash to try and keep the kill. And as Fiora, you know, straight up team fighting you don't love, but this is a bunch of low members, so you don't really care. And no one actually lives with Baron, and the overall fight is disastrous. Hey, Diablo, look at that.
I know.
That's the proudest club. I'm so proud of him. Even
love it.
though in this case, you probably shouldn't have because you're playing into 2 tanks, but that's okay. We live and learn.
3 tanks.
Yeah, Leon has tanks as well. 3 tanks. 2.5. 2.5 tanks. 2.5 tanks. Still.
I like the idea. It's
the lethality is not
counts.
as good, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, Goody's got himself a Glacial Prison. Let's see whether he can put Gen.G in it, as we've got a flanking Fiora. What we all love. Love the flanking Fiora. As this Drake down to 50% health. They do manage to find the backline. Emperor's Divide hits the air, but the Heimerdinger is still going to fall down. Nature's Grasp not getting a massive amount of value, but Dahyuk is huge as he gets into that backline, healing everyone up as well. As now Silas looking for another flank. Carpe going to be spotted on that control. What he flashes. Goody's going to have to dash over that wall though. Yeah.
Where are they going?
I don't really know if they get onto the blast cone. Carpe, oh God. Winner's going to get mopped up as well, and this is the end of the game. If it wasn't over already, that's going to be that. As, yeah, they were heading the wrong direction that entire time, hilariously enough. It's funny, the amount of chaos that was happening, I didn't even realize that they were going to the enemy base instead of their own.
You thought they were actually getting away?
Well, I didn't know where they were going necessarily. I definitely didn't
I don't think they knew where they were going.
I didn't think they were getting away, but I think they just wanted to fight somewhere else, is kind of where I was thinking.
So they finally hit the ultimate, and they kill Heimerdinger, and that's the only good thing. Gucci, I'm voting right now. That man killed 2 people at the same time because he hit the chains, forcing Carfe to leave the fight.
This Goody Flash is very fun.
No, he's actually been insane on the Silas. Like everything from his movement to how he plays in team fights to staying alive with a very low amount of health. Come on, man. These players are Carfe just got pulled out of Academy. Stop being toxic. You're gonna get timed out.
Oh, who's confident now?
There we go. Worst player I've seen in quite a long time. I think we slap him, Atlas.
Oh, is that a 24?
I think we slap him.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Yep, see, man.
Wait, that's not how we do things around here.
Oh, that's a... Oh, no. Oops.
Did you ban instead of timeout, Atlas?
Yeah, I
don't need to ban them.
I make that mistake. I'm a default to ban type guy. I'm a default to ban type guy.
We have the power now. Oh, it's a double crit cloak. Well, that's good with IE though. I've heard of Aphelios Infinity Edge Rush with double crit cloak is good.
Interesting. Kind of like it.
Yeah, but not here, not in this way.
I also think it's a bit too little too late of a situation.
Well, it's not going to matter in this game, yeah, certainly. Hey, can I sign you up?
No.
No?
Not for that one.
Okay. What are you leaning towards?
Nothing yet.
Okay. Okay.
I'll have to keep my mind on.
No, Atlas doesn't know yet.
I don't know yet.
He doesn't know.
I am a bit of a Varus voter.
Varus voter?
I'm often a bit of a Varus voter.
I can allow it. He built Prowess cool. That's kind of cool.
I do like that.
Game isn't technically over yet, but Infernal Soul and 8k Gold Lead is about as good as it gets. 7.
Yeah.
To be accurate, which we should be.
And also, when you have Maokai, you wait for that R button to be up, you press it, walk towards enemy turret, profit.
Why
and
does
in the meantime,
we don't know.
Just shoot them.
Just keep shooting.
Yeah, the roll on the Azir is something that we just don't want to talk about because it makes us sad.
Okay, and I'm okay with people not liking champions, but this is one of those games where the game was lost off of like 2 really bad skirmishes in mid. People are still hitting on my boy Jin. Okay, well, that's not helpful for the conversation. Any bad AD carry will do that, okay?
Well, I mean, they kind of need to have a Q like a Varus.
Yeah, hey, Jin is a W, man.
I mean, Jin's not as bad as he looks, but he's still bad, I think.
Cursing like a pro, yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah, that was a big time curse situation.
I've been very on point with those recently.
Oh, me too, dude. I think last year was my worst for caster curses, but it's been still really bad this year.
I'm pretty sure that the increased amount of time I've spent with League has made me more in tune in a very bad way. So now I can feel the bad vibes before they happen.
Yeah. By the way, Zormi's got a great take. Preferred Jin as support than AD carry.
I can see it.
I agree.
I get it.
Offers about the same amount. Well, there's a Glacial Prison.
Okay.
This
Fight isn't lost yet.
It's a freedom prison. That one's not. That requires a summon a spell. Lostbar gonna have to get out of there. That's a great grenade to fly forward as Quid looks for his opportunity. Goes Golden in the backline, but Lostbar is still going to die, and then the Azir is just out of position. Dancing around the fight is Zest, but at this point in the game, Diok's just bigger than you, my friend. He's gonna lunge after him. Winner is gonna come on over and try and help, but look at this. The Fiora's gaining health, fighting these 2 tanks. Oh my goodness, does manage to get the riposte off just in time, saves his life, as in the meantime, Carve's jungling, and Liv Sandbox is winning the game. They do manage to turn it, and Gen.G, in game number 1, man, I was singing their praises. I was so excited about them having that resurgence, but unfortunately they still need a little bit more time to actually win games and series here in LCK Challenger.
More time to cook. Not done just yet, as Liv Sandbox climbing further and further up that eastern ladder here with a very important win against one of their direct competitors. I need your vote, Atlas.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to give it to... I'm boom boom damaging.
You wanted to, and then you're like, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of voting for the same thing as him.
Yeah,
Is that actually what happened?
No, I was
actually like the verse. That's fine.
I actually like
you did a good job.
Because what happened was
Diablo has been really good.
But Jin was up, and then Diablo didn't pick it, and then his opponent did, and that led to the end of the game.
I see how it is.
Yeah, I'm a boom boom damage voter. I would have voted mid if it had have been a Gen.G win.
A simple man of simple mind.
Exactly.
Atlas looks at the charts.
I see damage.
Picks the biggest chart.
All right. And I didn't actually get to see the damage graph, and so therefore it was an educated guess.
Savantless.
That's what I'm talking about, Dragon NL.
I like it.
I don't know whether he's meaning savage or savant,
Dutch.
but I'm okay with both of them.
Hello, fellow Dutchie. What do you do? So, Atlas. Sandbox picks up the win.
I thought you were going to go back to the horse conversation. So, Atlas.
We have that generally you are onto me, which is why I've stopped doing it. Because if you guys don't know, one of my favorite things to do with Atlas is we get off topic and then we bring it back to the game, and then I set up like I'm gonna ask a serious question about the game, and then I go back to the shenanigans, and he's like,
and then it throws me for a second.
It does. It's
I'm
very
starting
funny.
to catch it.
But he's starting to catch it, so now I'm starting to not do that to try and balance it out. And overall, amount of damage, Dangmu did not play. Chat, if Dangmu played, you'll know because everyone in chat will be talking about it, okay?
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for Summer. However, up until that point, you should watch every day at Challengers. Should be tuning in every Monday and Tuesday.
Does that make Dangmu plan A?
I don't know. Maybe she's plan D.
But I mean, Plan B has to be the sub-support because he's named himself Plan B.
Plan B is actually Plan A, which is very confusing.
No, Plan B is Plan B.
No, Plan B is Plan A. Plan B can't also be Plan B because it's already...
it's got to be Plan A. She's just got to be... I think
no, because then she would be playing Atlas. Dangmu is
sometimes you have to play with your... By the way, correct voter, right here. Sometimes you boom boom. And sometimes you pick up POG.
We have a CC score as well. I love that.
No, he's actually done. It did very, very well. And also,
he had a Maokai, okay? It's not hard hitting ultimates to get a Maokai.
No, the Maokai had a Varus. I'll have you know.
Can we keep the broadcast alive for the 10-hour mark? No. That would be. Oh my god! Last time we did 4.5 more hours.
Oh my god!
Really puts it into perspective.
It does. I mean, that was 9 games, and this is game 5.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it makes sense. Still, in my head, the math doesn't check out.
No.
Diablo, to me, really very exciting up-and-coming player in Challengers. Only started playing in Challengers this split, and we have seen him have pretty up-and-down performances, but that's very normal for Challenger players.
Oh, 100%. And he's very young, like extremely young.
There we go.
Like this guy is, I think, one of the 15-year-olds here in the here in Challenger.
Yeah.
Like absurdly young.
Yeah, 16 is 16. Did it change the?
I think you can be a little bit younger now.
It is also.
I think it's 16 Korean age or something.
Yeah, that will explain it. Yeah, so 15 in the international age.
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah.
I read face and then age.
I think you could also theoretically be 14 and still be 16 Korean age.
Imagine being that good at League, that young, and you still have people in chat thinking that you're bad. That's just, it never ceases to be hilarious to me. But fortunately, everyone in Challenger chat is beyond that. They know.
No, absolutely.
They know. They're aware.
And oftentimes, you know, when you're a casual chatter having an opinion, you never need to back up your opinion. So you can have whatever opinion you like. That's the thing. And these pro players, they put it out there and they prove that they're good. Like Liv Sandbox did against Gen.G in this 3-game series.
Who are those players? What happened to the original teams?
Ooh, that sounds like the beginning of a
Where's
a
Pio
bit.
Chic?
Yeah.
That is a bit. This is a rebroadcast of the LCK broadcast in 2025.
Exactly.
So all the players you know have retired.
Broadcast too.
It is the end of it, yeah. All the players you know have retired.
Yep.
They're no longer playing.
They are doing other things, though. They have retired to
Fakers,
bigger and better things. So.
Fakers in Chovy's camel farm.
Yeah, so Faker went to Chovy's camel farm in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Deft is farming alpacas in Tasmania, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There are a few other things. Peanut's out getting peanuts so that he can keep his name.
Yeah, he need to keep the rights to the Peanut name if he doesn't want to be usurped by fellow peanut farmers, he needs to have the biggest yield in terms of peanuts.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he's in trouble.
That's
you
actually
don't
the
get
only
to keep
reason
the
why
title.
he's called Peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might not know that.
Yeah.
Cool fact.
Yeah. That's also you remember Secret, the support. The only reason he was allowed to keep his name secret is that he kept his friend's secrets.
Of course.
Yeah. And if he ever gave those away, he'd have to rename himself.
I want to bring this up because I saw a tweet today that was adorable, and it's about Pace, so it's okay. And Pace is no longer in Challengers, unfortunately, although he is farming pop points and
camels.
Hilarious interviews in the LCK. And that's, he on his stream was talking about how he was in middle school, and he was asked to do a PowerPoint presentation about who his hero was, and it was Peanut, because back then he was a jungler. And this little kid did his PowerPoint presentation about his personal hero, and it was Peanut. And now Peanut's his jungler.
That's called living your dream. That's what it is.
In terms of storylines, we got Pioshik, the streamer turned Kindred player turned pro player because he wanted a Kindred skin, actually winning Worlds.
Yeah.
You know, everything's possible. Maybe it is all simulation.
And now he's Mark as well.
Well, no, he got replaced by Mark. He got benched.
No, I thought he died.
No. He retired because he lost.
No, Embryedge said he's dead.
No. He retired. No, Pioshik retired because they lost the FlyQuest.
No, I know.
And then as a result, he got replaced by Mark from Massachusetts.
Yeah. But Pioshik, I think. He just canonically he died. Yeah, in the Pioshik lore. Pioshik
Makes sense
now
for
dead.
Pioshik.
Yeah, and so now Mark, long live Mark, I guess, assumed the Pioshik throne.
He said it's from Boston.
From Boston,
which is funny because, as far as I know, actual Mark Z is also a Mark from Boston, and he was like, "Stop trying to steal my identity." Which is great. I love Mark Z.
Need to make sure that we keep up with all of this lore that's going around town.
Yeah,
I heard there were crazy shenanigans today that happened with certain teams in the LEC that have been pretty good at making it further in LEC.
This is the first time, as far as I know, in franchise history that Fnatic hasn't made playoffs.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah,
and I think that team has been around since Season 1. I think there's a Janus skin in my game that tells me that
also heard
happened.
that if you've been watching Challenger, you know about our boy Photon, who, by the way, if you see anyone say that Photon is a T1 Challenger trainee, tell them they're wrong. You know,
he was on the team.
He was on the team. You know how sometimes people tell you, if people are wrong on the Intel LSB, no, you got to correct them. He was scouted and
don't be rude about
raised. No, don't be rude about it. Be nice about it. But it's an educational moment. Scouted and raised by Gen.G back when he was still named QV after the god of Gauntlet.
Yeah. The god of Nah. The man who has his own Nah skin.
Then after a year and a half, he went to Sandbox. Then he played there for a year. And then his final year, he played for T1.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, he played for a variety of teams.
Been around the traps. And T1 has actually, historically grabbed a lot of players from a lot of places. Like Roach, for example, didn't start off on T1 and is now, has worked with the team for a long time.
Yeah, also
Bay as well definitely didn't start with T1.
Yeah, Trigger.
Yeah,
there's another one.
Yeah. Trigger was he showed a lot of promise, but then really didn't manage to develop into much.
We've seen that every now and then.
Yeah, there's been a few players like that, and it's difficult to debut on weaker teams in the LCK as well and have that kind of performance. Not everyone's Teddy, right? Like Teddy playing on Jin
or Zeus
and becomes amazing for. No, Zeus
you're
started off on a great team.
You're talking
I'm
about
saying debuting on a team that isn't super great and then still showing that you're an amazing player. I think, Teddy's an example of that.
So like Morgan.
Morgan is another example of that.
I don't know if he is.
Although Humble Life with Chovy and Deft doesn't sound like a bad team to me. And also watching Willa play, I mean, that Harmon Life team was dope, man. That was like the best team ever.
Yeah, because when they made Worlds, we were like, oh my god, how is this happening?
Yeah, and
but
now,
then,
like, their top lane's a Lord, and Willa steals every objective
Willer's actually
ever.
Quite good.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That Harmon Life team, you now put it together, and you're like, oh, damn, that's correct.
Except
Do you know
Vista.
what?
Vista's off in the LGL. I love
2020 DRX.
Yeah.
That team is so cracked.
But everyone knows that. That's not new. That's not new information.
It's now been confirmed that when we were saying that team should be cracked,
Yeah,
it actually is cracked.
Yeah, but then they drew Dom on, and they got Dom on real bad after getting Dom on in finals as well.
Believe me, I was there.
Yeah, I was
both
watching.
of those.
Oh, painful.
That was me and LS doing. I think that was doing our first quarter at
Was
Worlds.
that your first quarter at Worlds? Really?
Well, I know it was LS's.
Well, that makes sense.
I don't remember if it was mine, but I think it might have been mine.
Really? In
2020?
2020?
2019, did I do one? Don't
I
remember
don't know.
that. 2019 was the
Ejim?
year that I casted with Ejim and Jad
So
and did a lot of fun stuff.
So that would be groups then, I assume.
Yeah, that was for groups, and I think I did play-ins and groups
Makes
for
sense.
2019.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun 2019 Worlds. That was
So
a
you
really
went from
enjoyable
quarters
year.
to finals in a year? Man, you're good. Look at this guy go.
Holy crap! Is that what happened?
Well, I asked to be if that was your first quarters.
Huh. Well,
Maybe did you maybe
I
do
did
like
do
maybe you
I
do
did
like
do
a
a quarter.
semi at MSI probably in between?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Or no, yeah, not.
There were
not
definitely some
final.
MSI moments
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah. So it's like Worlds quarter into MSI semi into Worlds final.
Yeah.
Damn.
Huh.
Wild.
The more you know. But anyway, that team, that DRX team,
Yeah.
it's just really crazy that that Damon was so good that year.
Oh,
That really puts it into perspective, doesn't it? Just how good they were.
They really were. That was mad. That team was magic.
Just
Still
crazy.
missed them.
And then we have like back-to-back Cinderella stories in EDG, going the distance, and then DRX going the distance.
EDG one hurt me a little bit. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie,
yeah.
but the DRX one was great.
Oh, hey, in these moments, can we review for the LCK match tomorrow?
What is
sure.
the
Why the heck
Schedule
not?
tomorrow. Let's
Yeah,
look it up.
let's dive into it, shall we?
Atlas is gonna find out, and I'm gonna just stare into the camera for you guys and not say anything.
We did just recently do our predictions, so it won't be a surprise when we see it, but I can't tell you off the top of my head. So on Wednesday, we've got Sandbox versus Kwandong Freaks, which I was so tempted. I was so
To do
tempted.
Kwangdong?
I was so
You
tempted.
really want them to collapse?
Oh,
don't
no,
you?
I don't want them to collapse. I know they're going to collapse. I know it's going to happen at some point.
You keep saying that.
It happens in spring every year. There has to be that collapse.
I don't know if
And
there
then
will
there's the
be.
rebuild and that moment, you know, that they have moving into summer. Yeah, it's just a thing. I just know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.
There's no Prince. They can't do that.
True. I mean, maybe they just don't do the comeback thing this time around.
Don't do that to me.
Oh,
That's a
this
banger.
track.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
But then we have T1 versus Bro.
Oh no.
So,
well, for Breon today, it was a toughie as they got clapped pretty hard by DRX. DRX really looking on the upswing today. Quite good. For Gen.G Sandbox was much more classic challengers, questionable drafts, questionable decisions in game, couple
Yeah.
of tilter moments.
Yeah, this series, the first series was DRX showing that they're a better team, and I think doing so pretty well. And this last series was pretty silly, to be honest.
It was.
It was
what I
pretty.
like.
It was pretty
I
challenging.
like it in my chat. It was challenging
It
and
was-
it was challengers.
It was very
It
challenging.
was both.
And sometimes we just need a reminder that that's exactly where we are, and we feel great for it.
Yeah.
I'm actually, so I want to talk about it's not about not believing in Live Sandbox. I actually do believe that they're going to win the game, and I predicted Live Sandbox this week. But,
We're talking about challenger standings, Atlas.
oh, that's true.
You don't have time anymore to make your point. Everyone will now know you as a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm not an anti. I'm just a little bit pro Kwandong these days. Pretty
Yeah,
pro
it's
Kwandong.
pretty based.
I'm feeling pretty-
It's kind of cool.
feeling like
They
that.
got some good drops. They have my boy Bulldog.
Do you remember
Dude, Bull-
the
like-
Pog State?
but
Our
how-
boy Wolf?
Yeah, well, Wolf knew. How good has Bulldog been?
So good. The guys.
Right?
His Victor, I'm actually
and
okay
now,
with.
now imagine that Pool Bay is better than Bulldog.
I can't.
I know.
Although, actually, no, I absolutely can, because I saw Bulldog Swain and I saw Pool Base Swain, and I know which one I like more.
Bulldog was the only Swain who could remotely match. Yeah, that's
Hey,
that's a wild
Denunciator,
one.
so our reference to Wolf is that he put Kwandong Freaks as 4th place
Yeah.
by the end of the season. That was his prediction.
You always got to take a gamble.
yeah.
And don't worry, if you want to watch, there are matches. If you speak Korean, that's nice. If you don't, then you can watch the matches regardless, if you want to.
Hang out with Hojin and Shai and stuff like that. Check out these next matches that are going to be happening. If we have a recommendation, Quantum Freaks versus DK. I mean, DK need to get back on the horse after they're lost. KT versus Nongshim is dope. That matchup is sick.
Yeah, that one is amazing. And Kwangdong D+ used to be one of the better matches.
But now no Bulldog.
No Bulldog, no Ilma. It's not really.
Gen.G Bro is a skip.
DRX T1. That's a banger.
I like that.
Damn.
That's a real fun one, actually. Especially with how well Clear played today.
So watch those, and then afterwards, watch us on the LCK.
Yeah, so you can catch the first match. I actually might watch that on my way to work. That is a sick one. KT versus Nongshim.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
Nice.
Could definitely do that.
Okay, so Shai is
he's
CJ Shai.
He's a top laner. Yeah.
He's been around since what, season 2?
Yeah. Very, very long.
Very long.
Very long ago.
Storied player.
Yep. Played for Rocks Tigers for a little bit after everyone left.
As Atlas. Look at our next week.
Whoa!
So the first match.
That is a banger, actually. And then we've got Bro T1 again. Yeah, it is. Home Alive, Nongshim.
No. The first one is a banger. No, I'm talking about the next two.
Oh, the next two are yikes. As much yikes as possible.
Maybe we won't have a 9-gamer. That'd be nice.
No, this is a 7-gamer, but the first 3 are going to be
very nice.
I'm sorry, but I think we're going to have to actually commentate those pretty seriously.
No, the first one, absolutely.
Yeah. Nongshim Armor is dope.
That's an awesome match. I'm really excited for that one. And then DRX Kwangdong should be relatively close as well for the Tuesday boys.
Yeah,
D+ Sandbox will probably not be great.
We'll have to see how D+ go against in the next match as well, because they might have felt a little bit rough. But this is what we were talking about, and that first match is actually going to be sick. I'm looking forward to that.
Did anyone predict KT for D+ KT?
I don't know.
I know there was a bunch of Hanwha believers, which I think is fair.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to be that guy, but I wasn't.
Really? Oh no, I wasn't. But I think there's a couple of cool decisions to be made this week. Last week felt much more autopilot, which it was not at all.
No. Well, I went 0-4 in the first 2 days, so that was tough.
Yo, ended on 0 or 5 out of 10. Could have been worse.
It could have. It can always be worse. It's very,
not
very
always.
true.
It can only go as low as 0.
I think everybody else predicted over me, but yeah, the Hanwha believers actually surprised me in the D+ versus Hanwha. It was difficult for me at first thinking about the momentum of the two teams, right? Because D+ Kira have been struggling. But then I thought of Canyon versus Clid. And then it was an easy choice from that point.
Showmaker in his current form versus Zeka, though. It actually is... It's tough.
Did you see Showmaker's Akali game in their most recent series?
Yeah, did you see most of his other games? He wasn't... Also, even that Akali game...
I didn't see him very much, actually.
Even that Akali game, he walked
He had that one iffy moment, but then he was really good.
No, he walked into 2 side lanes and got 4 kills.
They were good 4 kills.
Oh, yeah, they were good 4 kills, but he just walked up and collected them. He was like, oh, thank you for the package. Really appreciate you delivering these to me.
Yeah, wasn't their macro great in that instance?
Some lore masters in chat. Very good.
Okay,
very important.
lore so far. This is actually a really good recap that we have to do after every game.
Let's hit it.
Every day of Challenger. So Gatoran, thank you so much for being here, firstly. And
let's hit it.
Then let's get into it. So lore so far. Players retired from various farms. Atlas and Chronicler are AI. And chat's dads, horses are extinct. YouTube chat is the anti-chat. We're all bro-leavers. Do. G-Sun and Ashley Kang are our patron saints of chat. And Jeff Drake, Atlas, can hide in
Akali's Twilight
Shroud. And Soup.
And the Spongening. And I think
and the Spongening. Yeah. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodnight. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week or tomorrow, depending on what you want to watch. Bye-bye.